talk about the cost briefly, you can, although that seems to be less of an issue now.
Yeah, we'll do. Cool. We're live on YouTube.
It's better pay attention.
He's got me up, actually.
Just as I was cracking my knuckles, we go live. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this very special call today. We're going to be talking all about the ASM12 launch process. Or when I say we, I actually mean Dan. But before we do anything, let's just make sure you can see and hear us. So normal process, just, just post with your name and where you're from, or just post anything you like, unless you can't see and hear us, and then say we can't see or hear you.
And the comments aren't working.
Yeah, type in, the comment isn't working. Well, we still haven't got any yet. We've got plenty of active members on here though, so shouldn't be long now.
Give it a second.
Yay, Combat. How did I know you were
Combat.
going to be the first up? So Combat, oh, actually you're second, although it showed up first. Mary L. Pettit was first, Mary in Michigan. Combat from Vancouver. Amy Youssef from Tampa. Bo in Co looking good. All right. I think that's Bo in Colorado looking good. I thought it was like a one word. Sarah from North Carolina. Ram from Dallas. You don't own a freight forwarding company, do you? Kevin Harpenden. Isn't that near Luton? I think that's near Luton. David in Dublin. Welcome, Dublin. I don't think I've ever told you guys. I actually lived in Dublin for about 7 years. I went to school there when I was 11. Anyway, you can all see and hear us, which is the most important thing. But just before I hand this over, how this call is going to work. If you joined the 2 product selection calls I did, it's exactly the same process, right? We're only accepting questions about the ASM12 launch method and about launching a product, nothing else. Any other type of questions about anything else in the business, either ask them in the community now, or we'll have a normal coaching call next week. If possible, what we're going to try and ask questions as Dan's going through it. So he's going to walk through the entire process for you. So if there's a specific point you have a question about, then ask it when that comes up so we can kind of keep track of everything. And then at the end, we're going to do a full-on QA session where Dan's going to answer any of the questions that I can't answer in the background for you. No mentors today, just me in the background. So if your question doesn't get answered, it either means I'm being really lazy or it means that we're going to answer that question in the QA. So with that said, Dan, all yours.
Thanks, Rich. So, hey guys, well done on showing up today. This is going to be a very fluid session. I expect us to run about an hour or so. We may run over depending on how many questions are here. I'm going to break this into 2 parts. First half, I'm going to do a live over the shoulder demonstration. I will accept questions. I've got the questions box on my right-hand side here. So if you see me looking to my right, I've got a second monitor. I'm looking at those questions. And then once we've run through that process, then we'll just open this platform up for conversation where I'll take questions and answer them, and Rich might help me suggest some questions, etc. And we'll just create a conversation. Now, in doing this, I had 2 options. I could create more slides, take more screenshots, and walk you through the process that way, or we can just do this thing live, and I much prefer doing things live. Now, understand though, that live demonstration, we are working with technology. So if I hit any hiccups along the way, just bear with me as I correct them or work through. Let's say we get a glitch somewhere. Just understand this is live and we are demonstrating live. So yeah, we'll walk through. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start and I'm going to go through the entire process. So from sort of initial main keywords, going through managed by stats retriever, identifying like-for-like products, ordering them by monthly sales, identifying like-for-like products, downloading that data, uploading it into Product Analyzer, and then I'm going to talk about the top 10 ASIN piece there. And then from there, going to Keyword Scout, downloading our keyword data, and we'll talk about Keyword Scout and how we sort of prioritize those keywords and filter out stuff that we're not interested in. And then taking that Keyword Scout data into Keyword Prioritizer, into the Keyword Wizard, looking at what comes out there, talking about how we pick the keywords for launch, and then how we take those keywords and then take them over into Samurai Seller for PPC or directly inside of Seller Central, and how we pick the 2 or 3 keywords that we're going to launch within HPUC. And then I'll talk a lot about HPUC as well, what it is, who the shoppers are, how it works, all those questions that I know have been asked. And then within that process, there's a couple of points I want to sort of features that I want to point out as well. And then, like I say, any questions you do have, make sure that you ask them. Rich is going to be answering the really simple ones, and anything Rich believes that we should be discussing in the Q&A, we will do as well. And Rich, if I could ask you just to prompt me if you think there's anything I need to reiterate or cover. Cool. So if I've done my job correctly, you should just make sure I turned off notifications. I'm just going to quickly cut out of my Slack channels and all that. Yeah, all good. Everyone should be able to see my screen. Rich, someone, can you type yes in the chat box? Let me know you can see my screen.
Yep, dude, I can see it perfectly. Just for everyone, I forgot to say it earlier on. If things look a little bit blurry, it could be that your internet provider has set the resolution low. If that's the case, inside the dashboard, in the bottom right-hand corner, just like any normal YouTube video, you'll see a settings button. Hit that and then choose a higher resolution setting and see if it's clearer. If it starts pausing and stuff, then just go to a lower one. But that should help you a little bit.
I can also zoom in a little bit. I may need to zoom out when we start doing some stuff, but I've zoomed into 150% there. So it might look a bit different, but I've zoomed into 150%. Okay, cool. So is everyone ready to go? Give me a yes. I know it's going to generate a load of comments, but let me know that you're on board, you're understanding how this is going to work, and we're good to roll. Cool. So Combat saying yes. Farid saying yes. Awesome, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pick up with the taco holders. I was going to open this up to suggestion and people could suggest a product to look at. But for simplicity and time, I'll just go ahead and start with the taco holders. And then in Q&A, if there's any specific products, examples we want to dive into, then we can. But I'm going to go ahead and search for taco holders. So I've opened up Amazon.com. I've searched Amazon for taco holders, and then I'm just looking through the results. I've obviously ensured that I've got a US postcode, or zip code, as it's called in the States. I've got a US zip code enabled. You can see I always go to 90210 because of the TV program. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, so looking down, and I can start seeing, okay, I've got 4 sponsored results, and I'm starting to look through the products and understand what they are. Now, I know already that this is the product we're going to be looking at. So from here, I'm opening up Managed by Stats Retriever. And actually, before I get to that point, let me slow down a minute. Before I get to that point, one thing I'm initially doing as well, just when I'm looking at a new product, is I'm immediately starting to read the start of titles. So you've got colorful taco holder stand set of 6, taco holder stand set of 6, colorful taco holders, plural, pack of 2, pack of 4, stainless steel taco holder stand. So you can start getting a feel for the market by just reading and scanning the top of these titles. So I'm seeing holder, holders, stand, set of, and then 4 and 6. Seeing a lot of these dinosaur, plastic and metal, 2, 6, 6, 4, stainless steel. Again, taco holder stand, holders, plural, holder stand. So I'm really starting to get an understand. I can see the sponsored brand video here. We should do a masterclass on that. Taco holders, 4 packs, 6 packs, taco shell stand. So really starting to just get a feel. Okay, I'm good with that. So now I'm opening up Manage by Stats Retriever. So everyone should have this installed. You all know this, Manage by Stats Retriever. And the first thing I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and just order by monthly search volume to get an understanding of the market and where it's at. And I'm not going to sit here and determine that this meets criteria. We could sit and we could do the quick filters. So we could say, is there 3 products or more doing minimum of 5,000 in revenue a month with a maximum of 200 reviews, Rich? Yeah. And then 10,500 and see what comes up. But let's just pretend this meets criteria. For the sake of demonstration, this product meets criteria. And we'll push forward with that. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the filters. Okay, so I'm looking at the monthly sales, highest to lowest. And then the first thing I'm going to do is open up images, and I want to remove all of the non-like-for-like products that don't meet criteria. And you know this because Rich has done 2 live master workshop type environments on this recently and been through this exact process. So I am going to push through this because I want to get to the keyword aspect, which is really my starting point, and then into the launch. So looking at this, okay, I know that the product I'm looking at is the 4-pack of metal taco holders. So I'm going to get rid of this one. Yeah, that's a 4-pack. No, it's a 6-pack. 4-pack. No, it's plastic. 2-pack. 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 Metal, different design, but metal still, but 2-pack. Plastic, 2-pack. 6-pack. Dinosaur. Dinosaur's a great additional product. Okay, there is 4. They are stainless steel, bit of design, but I'm going to leave that in. Plate, dinosaur, plastic. Okay, and you get the point. I'm just going to quickly run through and do this. 4. This is a random 1, 2. Plastic, 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 plastic. Let's get rid of all these. That's a 4-pack, 4-pack. Get rid of the 2-pack. 2-pack. 6, 4. Nope. And how many results I've got here? So I've got 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, there's only 10. So I'm just going to load up a few more just to really get enough data. So give the tool a second while it loads. Okay, so get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. I'll leave them because they're metal and 4. It's not the same design, but okay. Color, 2-pack, dinosaur, plastic, plastic. Dinosaur, sorry guys, I know this bit's tedious, but we all have to go through it. Okay. Wrong, wrong, wrong. No, 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 no. Was that one 4? Yep. Dinosaurs. These dinosaurs are popular. 2-pack, 2-pack dinosaurs. Kind of want to launch a dinosaur tacker holder, Rich. 4 pieces. Okay, the metal, plastic. No, no. Nope, nope. Nope, nope. No. Okay, cool. So yeah, like for like, you might spend a bit more time here just quickly looking through. Going to come off the images, make sure I'm still organized, monthly sales, highest to lowest. So monthly sales is organized highest to lowest. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead and download that CSV file. So what I'm going to quickly do is now open up this CSV. And if I zoom this in, just so you guys can see it, this is just open in Excel. You'll see it should have downloaded monthly sales highest to lowest. You see that. Now, for all sake and purposes of everything we're about to do, we're interested in the top 10. So that's rows 2 to 11 because the first row's got a title. So the idea is, the reason within the training I said, upload this to a Google Drive, you were storing this file. You were saving this file so you could always go back to it, which I understand many people didn't do because they don't have that file anymore. If you'd uploaded it to Google Drive, you'd have this file. But we could copy this into a note document. We could put this anywhere as long as you've got those 10 ASINs at this point. Where are we? I think it's over here. Okay, yeah. So as long as you've got, there you go. So I've just got a note document over here. So text edit on Mac or Notepad on computer, I believe, for all the Windows users. So I've just got those 10. That's a way you can save it. You can save the file on your computer, save it on Google Drive. The point is save the file so you can always come back to it. So I've got that file. And at this point, very important, we're not editing this file. We don't touch this file. We don't edit it. We don't do anything to it. We don't change the name of it. We don't change the title of it. We literally just have that file. So now, next piece is I go into my Amazing Selling Machine members area, and on the top menu, you've got tools. When you click tools, you get presented with this page. So we've got product analyzer, and we've got HPUC. So the first tool we want to access is product analyzer, and you should have access to that from the beginning. As soon as you get into module 1, you should have access to the product analyzer. It's a very simple interface. We're going to walk through it. One thing I want to point out at this point is something that's brand new. And I want to be very clear. I'm just checking the questions over here. I want to be very clear. If you have any technical issues with this tool, if you get the dreaded unexpected error, or maybe you just can't figure something out and something's not working, I've added this tech support widget here at the bottom, where this will give you access to the senior development technical team running this tool. This isn't to be used for ASM questions. This isn't anything to do with the training. All of that goes into the community. This is purely if you have a technical error with the tool where it comes up with that unexpected error. You can use this and it's going to speed up getting you support because I've created a direct route to the development team on my team, who will help you with that technical error. If you submit anything here that's not technical, that's nothing technical to do with the tool, then they're just going to direct you back to the community. So anything to do with ASM, anything to do with the training, anything to do with strategy, anything like that goes in the community. But if you are seeing any technical errors, you can use this new tech support widget here on the bottom left. Okay, so we're inside of Product Analyzer. Quite simple. From here, we're clicking Add Product. We're in the US marketplace because we're on Amazon.com. And we're going to browse and we're going to select that file that we just downloaded from Managed by Stats Retriever and click Create Product. Now, it should only take a few seconds to load, just as it has just then, as you can see. And then I quite like enabling the image, and you can see it's enabled the image for me there, so I can see. So straight away, I mean, it's got the height, it's got the comma 1 because it's the second download I've done today. I can actually edit that. I can click edit there and just change that there, click update. You can see that work. It's pulled in price based on the average of the top 10. It's pulled in reviews based on the average, I believe. And then Amazon fees, landed cost, we set, as you know, Richard took you through that, and we're not going to go through that here today. And it's pulling in all other data. And then these data points update as you enter. So if I was to enter, I don't know what the fees are here, but like $6 maybe. And let's say my landed cost is $8. It's then going to go ahead and update your profit margin, which obviously is very low based on the numbers I just entered, and your ROI, etc. So you can see how all that works, yeah? So from here, this is the point at which you've got your products in. This is my starting point to keyword research. So this is everything I've just done there was a very shortcut, quick route to what Rich has taken you through in product selection. Obviously, Rich goes into a lot more detail and there's a few more steps. But the point is that's how you load it into the tool. So at this point, we're now at a point of where we need to complete keyword research. So this was a big stumbling point for many people I know in terms of which ASINs are used. How do I get the data into the tool? And you can see on the right-hand side, I've got this thing called the keyword prioritizer, or keyword wizard, as I like to call it. And I know at this point, there was some sticking points in how to get this data. So before we can do this, we need to go over to Managed by Stats, and we need to go to Keyword Scout. So the way in which Managed by Stats Keyword Scout works is it has a huge database of keywords relevant to specific products. And it does that by talking to Amazon, getting data from Amazon, passing all that data, saving all that data in its database. So at this point, this is where we take the same top 10 ASINs, which are here in the background somewhere, there you go, where we take the top ASINs from the downloaded file. So we may have them here, or if we just open up that file, this is where I need to get the top 10 ASINs by monthly sales and use them in Keyword Scout, because they are the 10 ASINs that are being used in the tool. Close that one down. They are the same 10 ASINs that the tool is using for these figures. So that's why the ASINs in the keyword data has to match the ASINs that you entered into the product analyzer, and it's the top 10 ASINs that were loaded in. I am going to get a button added here that says copy top 10 ASINs. So if for whatever reason you've lost that file or don't have access to that, you click that button and it will copy those ASINs to your clipboard, and then you can just paste them in here. So you've always got access to that. So I am going to get that link added for everyone just as a shortcut, just in case, as a fail safe. So at this point, I've entered the top 10 by monthly sales, like for like ASINs. I'm going to untick include related ASINs because I don't want Managed by Stats to make any assumption for me, go and pick other ASINs for me. I want it to be the exact top 10, and I'm going to click Find Keywords. Now, depending on how many people are using the tool at the moment in time determines how quickly this data will come back to you. As you can see, that was very quick. And you can see that the keyword tool has given us 400 and, let me zoom in a little bit for you, 433 keywords. Now, at this point, ideally, you want to spend some time just removing anything that you know is not relevant. So in the live training, in the recorded training, I excluded 2 and 6 because we're selling a pack of 4. Even though when we actually launched the product, the PPC campaign found that the pack of 2 was a really good keyword and generated a lot of sales for us because people came in with that intention of 2 and ended up buying 4. But I know I'm not selling, so right now I'm going to be really strict. Stuff like plastic, because ours aren't plastic. If we look through, dinosaur is obviously a massive one that we saw a lot of, like unicorn. As you click, it's going to update. Okay, so let's have a look at unicorn. I just want to get dinosaur out of there because I know dinosaur was coming up a lot. They're not disposable. Dinosaur, there's that dinosaur word. Dino. go. Where are you? There you are. Dinosaur. Truck. So this is just like a really quick way of excluding terms that we know aren't right. Now, you want to spend more time here than I am. You want to be a bit more critical than I am being here. But I'm not too concerned because that's what the job of Keyword Wizard is. Keyword Wizard will filter out the non-relevant stuff based on the ranking data. Okay, so like Fryer, it's another one. We left accessories in the training as an example of how the tool works. So you keep going through, looking, and obviously you can do this as well, and obviously remove keywords this way. And the idea is to cut this list down. So you can see I'm already down to 372. So let's just go through and then at this point also, taco shells, for instance, let's open it up. Let's have a look what it is. Okay, it's a food product. Obviously not a relevant keyword, so let's get rid of that. 4 stainless steel, just a random keyword. Let's get rid of that. Taco grill. That's taco shells. Taco grill, obviously not the product we're selling. We know plates not. Oven trays, baking set, obviously not relevant. Toco kitchen, there's a lot of random stuff that will come through. And the idea is to continue to work through that. So you'd spend a good amount of time here working through, removing everything that's not relevant and really whittling this down. So you've got a really relevant group and list of keywords. Now, at this point, I'm going to continue because it'll demonstrate the power of the keyword wizard. But you do want to spend some time here. So I've done that. I've whittled the keywords down. From here, I'm then going to export to CSV. So that's then given me a second CSV file. And it's always good practice just to save that file as well. I'm a stickler for this, of saving files and versions and stuff, because in this business, so much changes and you want to check back on so much stuff that if you just have a nice organized system for it, you can always do that. So if we just quickly open this up, I want to give you an example of what's going on here. So the way Keyword Wizard works is it's analyzing a number of different data points. One of the major data points is where your competitor, so if you look at these ones at the top here, these are the top 10 ASINs. Managed by Stats is telling us where they rank currently for that keyword. So you can see this ASIN currently ranks in position 3 for taco shell holders. This ASIN currently ranks in position 29 for taco tray holder. You'll notice though, this ASIN, Managed by Stats, has not been able, and there's actually quite a few 400s here, which is a bit more concerning, but you can see where it says more than 400s. In this instance, Amazon and Managed by Stats talking together, the data hasn't been passed, and this is Amazon's control. Amazon has a few quirks like this. We know this. So in this data, in this instance, you can see it's saying a lot of these are saying more than 400. Now, if you were to go and search Amazon for, say, this keyword, I mean, cheese Mexican, it's probably not ranked. This is probably accurate. Let's go back up some more relevant ones. Okay, so this one here. So like this one, taco holder. So Managed by Stats is telling me that this ASIN here, this product, is not ranked for the term taco holder. If we searched Amazon for taco holder, let's just double check what this ASIN is. Okay, so let's just quickly search that. Okay, yeah, cool. So it's obviously a taco holder. It's in stock. It's a dinosaur taco holder, but it is still a taco holder. It's got good reviews. It's in stock. So that will definitely be indexed. It's probably in the top 400. But for whatever reason, Amazon hasn't passed that data in this instance. And this is where we'll start seeing a few quirks. So if you do see a report like this where you've got lots of 400s, then my advice is wait a day, continue with the activity, but wait a day, rerun it and see if there's better data available. Because it can affect what happens at the next stage. But this doesn't look too bad. For the majority, I mean, 9 out of 10, there's some good amount of data here. But again, we're not touching this file. We're not renaming it. We're not editing any of the cells. We're not doing anything. We just looked at it and that's it. So at this point, I've downloaded that file. I've got my taco holders. If I come over to my tools, you can see step 1, keyword data, source is Managed by Stats Scout, which is Keyword Scout. And then file browser, I'm going to browse and find that Keyword Scout file that I just downloaded. I click import, and voila, I haven't had that error of not like for like ASINs because I used the same 10. Now, this really shows you the power of this tool. So we have a file that's got not complete data because Amazon hasn't given us all the ranking data. I didn't spend too much time getting rid of non-relevant keywords. So there's a lot of non-relevant keywords in there. If we go back and look down here, I mean, like we left some pretty like mayo, microwave tray, corn picks, taco unicorn maybe, serving trays for parties. Like none of these are relevant. But what this tool does is using various machine learning and logic in the background, it analyzes all that data and it knows which ones are the relevant root keywords based on that data, search frequency rank, and some other stuff that's going on in the background. And then you have, this is the human element of this. This is the human intervention. So yes, from before, taco stand is definitely a root keyword. If I search Amazon for taco stands, yep, every product above page on page 1 is the product I intend to sell. So yes, that is relevant. It's a couple of words long. It's a root keyword. Okay, taco holder, we know that one. Taco mold, let's have a look at taco mold. Rich, I think I'm actually going to link, on the tool here, I'm going to link this so you can just get to the Amazon search. It's a good idea, isn't it? Okay, cool. So taco molds, these are the holders. Not so much. Yeah, look, our product is not a taco mold. So no. Taco shell. Let's have a quick look at taco shell. So a look. And if you guys can hear my kids in the background, there's a little after school party going on. So you may hear my kids. Okay. Yeah. So again, look, so taco shell, it's more food product type stuff. So that's definitely not. Taco rack. Now I know this is because that's one of the 4. Let's have a look. Yeah, taco rack, all the products are the products. They deliver the same solution. They deliver the same end result of the products that I'm intending to sell. So taco rack, let's have a quick look at taco tray. Taco tray. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so taco tray, I mean, I've got loads of stands above the fold there. That's not. The majority of the results are the products I'm intending to sell. Like if I was to say like 80% of this page is the actual product, so I'm happy with that. So taco tray, taco plates with dividers, we know that, and taco party, we know that's not. So I've selected my 4 root keywords, which means, and I want to really be specific about what this means. I was going to use, just because I used it on a training the other day, I was going to use footrest as the example product today. It's a bit boring, but I was going to use footrest. And I was specifically going to use this product here, like this sort of memory foam soft footrest. But when doing this process, this only has one root keyword group. It only has one root keyword group. So I keep looking over there to look at the comments. Yeah, this only has one keyword group. The only root keyword for this product is footrest. And then there's longer tail versions. So on some products, you will only have one here. And to be honest, 50% of the time, that's going to be the case. And that's totally okay. In other products like this, all this means is that there are shoppers, consumers, have 4 different ways of describing this product. That's all this means. With a brand, a product that Rich and I are involved in, that one has 3 different groups. So there isn't a fixed number whether there should be 1 group, 2 groups. There might even be 5 groups. The majority of them are going to have just 1 root keyword group, like the footrest that I just showed you. 1 second. Okay, so in this instance, we've got taco stand, taco holder, taco rack, taco tray. There are 4 groups, and it just means that people are searching for that product 4 different ways. Okay, so click. At that point, we're happy with that. If it was the footrest, and when I did this earlier, literally I just had footrest, so I'd only be ticking footrest. That'd be the only thing I'd be ticking, because there's only one way of searching for a footrest. It did suggest footstool. If you look at footstool, you can see that these products here are not our products, as you can see. Like that's not the footrest that I'm intending to sell. So there was only one, but I'm going to go ahead with taco stand. So taco stand, taco holder, taco rack, taco tray, and click generate long tail keywords. So in the background, what the tool's now done is gone through all that keyword data and started grouping it together based on what we've told it to do. So do not forget to do this. You want to download long tail keywords, and it's going to download another file, and then click finish. So there's now 2 sections to this. I'm going to walk through both. First off, it's going to show you the data of the products, the top 10 products from the products that are in your product analyzer. So it's going to show you the data from the top 10 ASINs that are in your product analyzer. So you can see the brand, how many reviews it's got, the rating of the reviews, how many monthly sales it's doing, current price, current revenue. This market depth number is a very interesting number. It tells you of these keywords, which there's loads here, and there are some filters that I can talk you through here. Maybe we get a bit more advanced with this. Of the keywords displayed, what percentage of them this product is indexed and ranked for? So if I was to apply a filter here and say, well, actually, I only want to see the keywords with a search frequency rank that is less than, say, 1 million. Because we know that we've got a million as a sort of a cap on the search frequency rank, and we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. Then I can see now, you see how that percentage has changed? So of the keywords that are in the top 1 million search frequency rank, this ASIN is ranked for 24% of them. This ASIN is only ranked for 4% of them. If you owned this ASIN and you wanted to find a way of making more money, more sales, what do you think the action is? Tell me in the chat box, actually, I want to get an answer on that. Tell me in the chat box what you believe the answer. So I own this product here. I can see I've got this list of keywords that are all in the top million search frequency rank. Let's pretend they're all relevant. So we could even add another filter here. This is getting a bit more advanced, but I could even say relevancy greater than 3. Click apply. Okay, so this one here, look. So every single keyword here is relevant. There's only 14 of them. All of them are relevant because I've put a relevancy score greater than 3, which means at least 3 of my competitors are ranked for them. And they're in the top 1 million. So if I own this product here that's only currently ranked for 21% of them and they're in position 4, they're the 4th best-selling products on the page and they're only showing for 21%. You're going to pick more relevant keywords and go out and add them to your rank tracker, add them to your PPC, maybe do a rebate campaign on them. And until you're at 80 to 100%, like this person here is the number 1 seller in the category, you've left money on the table. When people go, I've got 1 product, I've got 2 products, everyone says to make more money, I need to release more products. I think that's a load of crap. Get more from what you've already got. Yes, releasing products is the fastest way to revenue, but I guarantee there's more ways to make money and get more money out of the products you're already running. And this process of what's known as market gap analysis, depth analysis, tells you exactly how much of the market you're currently showing for. And right now, this one who's currently in position 4 was the 4th bestseller is only ranked for 21% of the relevant keywords. So that's Dan, a bit more of
got some answers come through. There was a bit of a delay, but some people are answering if you want to have a look at them.
Oh yeah, cool. So I see rank for at least 24% or more of the keywords, add more keywords. Yes, everyone is getting the point. So now we're starting to get more advanced in our thinking towards market analysis and understanding the landscape of the market. So that's just a little tip there. You can use these filters. They're really powerful for sort of dissecting the keyword data and understanding where you show up. And when doing this, if you include your ASIN in the top 10 as well, then your ASIN will show here as well. And you can see where you rank as well. That's that little tip for you. Okay, so when it comes to keywords, we've got the phrase search for. I'll talk about search volume in a second. Search frequency rank. Amazon got rid or stopped giving us accurate search data about 3 years ago. So any tool that you see stating search volume and telling you it's real are essentially lying to you. Search volume is an estimated number that's using a mathematical formula to get there, because Amazon no longer give that data out. They used to, they stopped giving that out. What they do give out and what they replaced it with is search frequency rank. So search frequency rank is similar to BSR. The lower the number, the more demand in search that keyword currently has. And then using that number and some very geeky maths in the background, we're able to convert that into an estimated search volume. So as you can see, Taco Holder has a search frequency rank of 14,237 currently, which is an estimated 10,000 searches a month. And this is an estimate, and we're constantly refining this estimate. Big data and like analytics, data science, essentially, it is like looking at, for anyone that's ever done like power series type thinking, that's what this is. And we're estimating that. Now, the lower the search frequency rank, the more people are searching for that keyword, But that also means the more competitive that keyword is because there's more volume of sales in that keyword. I hope that makes sense. More people searching, more people buying, more competitive. The one thing we don't know on Amazon, which no one's been able to crack yet, is how many sales is that specific keyword generating. Now we know that this product is doing, like this number one product here is doing 2,001 sales a month, or units. Or we know this second product here is doing 1,651 sales a month. What we don't know is, of that 1,600 sales, how many are coming from this keyword, how many are coming from this keyword, how many are coming from this keyword. And there's no way of us figuring that out. So we know total sales, we know the keywords that are generating the sales, but we don't know how many sales per keyword. And this is why we have to use the data to inform our decision after we've launched in our PPC data, because that then starts to give us a closer indication. So when looking through this, the lower the number, the better, the more demand it has. I advise when launching, sticking within the top 1 million. So if you go outside of the top 1 million, if I sort of remove that filter here, let's clear the filters. So if I chose one of these, let's find a keyword. If I chose one of these keywords that is outside of the top 1 million, so 1 million and 1 plus, it's not that they don't have search volume. They do definitely have search volume, and you'll be able to prove it once you've got your PPC advertising live, because you can open your search term report, look at the impressions. And if you get an impression against that keyword, it means people are searching for it. But when launching, we have to use the data available to us and make the most informed decision based on the data we have. So the most informed decision is the top million, because we know that the top million have search volume, because Amazon are telling us these are the top 1 million keywords. So we're gonna pick keywords to launch from the top million. I'll talk through that in a second. Now, in that as well, we want to be realistic and go for, if you think of 1 as the bottom of the pack, 1 million as the top of the pack, and then sort of 300,000 to kind of 700,000, sort of the middle of the pack, the median. It's a good idea to think about longer tail keywords that have more specific buying intent, because the conversion rate is going to be higher because your product's going to be closer to what they're searching. And it's going to be less competitive because you're not going after the ones that are getting searched thousands and thousands of times. And that's where all the competition is going to be. So that's what search frequency rank is. And then relevancy is an internal score. And essentially we use the competitors' ranking data to determine the relevancy of a keyword. If 4 out of 10 of my competitors are ranking for this keyword on page 1 of Amazon, it must be generating sales. We can assume it's generating sales, and therefore it gets a 4 out of 10 in relevancy. That's how relevancy works. So when looking through this data, you're looking for a proven search demand with relevancy, and relevancy can also be done manually as well. As I said, open up the listing, open up the search results. Are these the products you intend to sell? Yes, they are. That's relevancy. Matching the buyer's intent on what they're looking for. So that's what this shows you. But more importantly, when you open up the download, which is this one here, I'm just going to zoom this in and make sure you guys can see it. What the tool has then done is using all that keyword data. If we just pull this out, I'll zoom in a bit, Rich. Can you see that, Rich? Is that coming across okay? There you go.
I can see it, but just one thing. I'm just going to check now, actually, whether the video, like I've got a button to hide the video so I can see the top right-hand corner. I'm just going to check in members. So just carry it in the members area. Just carry on.
I can turn my video off if that helps.
No, it's fine. I just want to see how it's appearing inside the members area, and I'll come back and let you know.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. So what it's done is, remember in the keyword wizard in the keyword wizard, which I can actually rerun if you want to, you can click this button at the top and say run with keyword wizard. So, in that second step there, we selected those 4 keywords, which was taco stand, taco holder, taco rack, taco tray. Immediately, I can see the most volume and the most depth of search is in the taco holder group. And the reason I can see that is, 1, it has the most keywords, and 2, it has the most keywords with search frequency rank in the top million. So you see how that works? So when approaching this, I now have to start thinking about which keywords am I going to prioritize for my launch. Now, the launch comes down to 2 things: your PPC, your paid advertising campaign, and your rebate campaign. So cashback offers, rebates, whatever you want to call them. So Samurai Seller is our recommendation for PPC because it's just so easy. It does it for you. And HPUC is a very exclusive platform that only a few sellers have access to that gets your rebates for you very quickly, which I'll talk through. So I'm immediately going to prioritize this first group for my rebates before I start going after these other groups. Now, you might be thinking, well, why don't I take one keyword from here, one keyword from here, one keyword from here, and go after all three at the same time? You could, but it's going to take more rebates and it's going to take longer to rank. Because what you want to create is a snowball effect, a compounding effect. The reason we call it root keyword groups is the root keyword is taco holder. And every single one of these keywords contains those two words, taco and holder, taco holder oven safe, kids taco holder, taco shell holders, plural. So holder and holders, plural. Amazon treats the two as the same. So we want to choose 2 or 3 that overlap each other, because then we're going to get that compounding effect of hitting the same root keyword from loads of different angles. Hope that makes sense. We're going to get the same root keyword and hit it from loads of different angles. Now, if we're only choosing 2 or 3 keywords for rebates, we're going to focus a group at a time. For my PPC campaign, I'm going to put all of these keywords in. So for my PPC campaign, I'm going to include all of these, all of these, all of these, and all of these. It's my rebates where I need to be very specific. So if I'm going to target this group first, because it has the most depth, the most volume, and I'm going to choose 3 keywords to launch to with 5 rebates per day per keyword, which we'll talk about here in a second. I now need to start looking at these and go, well, what am I going to rank? What am I going to look at? So I'm going to highlight that first row and let's apply a filter and then sort by search frequency, rank, ascending. So you can see taco holder has the lowest search frequency rank, which means it has the most volume around it. You can see taco hold followed by plural, and then we go on and on. Now, interestingly, you can see how taco holder stainless steel set of 4 has actually dropped out of the top million as we're doing it here today. But when I launched this product back in June, taco holder stainless steel set of 4 was in the top million. So we chose this as our main keyword because it's long tail. It's exactly what we're selling. It's a taco holder, it's stainless steel, it's a set of 4. And it's going to give us the best conversion because of that intent. And as a bonus, the root keywords at the start of it as well, together in the same order. So we're hitting that very closely anyway. So we chose this. And then looking at the rest of these options here, you've got taco holder stand. That looks like a good option. And you can see how choosing that option, it's 850 out of a million. So it's definitely, it's in that last third. If you were to break down a million into thirds, it's in that last third. Proven to ban, not too competitive. Definitely what I'm selling. Taco holders, stainless steel, brilliant term. We're selling taco holders. The intent is multiple, and we're selling 4, so we definitely meet that criteria. And we're selling stainless steel ones. Taco rack holder. To be honest, anyone, like any of these will work. But these 2 at the top, taco holder, taco holders, you could go after these. Absolutely, you could go after these, but you have to understand it's going to take more rebates. You're probably going to have to double down from 5 to 10, and it's probably going to take twice as long, 10 to 20 days. So if you want to be aggressive and go after terms like that, you can do, but understand it takes more investment to do so because you've got to spend more on PPC and you've got to give away more rebates to get there. That's why we start with the longer tail that make up the root keyword first. So for the sake of demonstration, let's just say because this data is not right, I'm actually not going to go after that right now, because right now in this moment today, on whatever day of October it is, that doesn't have search frequency rank. So let's say I'm going to do that one, and you good, Rich?
Yeah, can you just give a really quick recap of that relevancy score?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So let's choose the 3rd keyword, and then I'll come back to relevancy. So let's go taco rack holder. Let's go that one there. Okay. So relevancy. The whole tool is working on the top 10 ASINs in the market. Let's come back to the data. Yeah, cool. So the whole tool is working on the ASINs that were uploaded into the data. So the data being the Keyword Scout file. So if we come back to Keyword Scout, we entered these top 10 products here, yeah? So these are the top 10 taco holders, like for like taco holders, based on their monthly sales volume. These are all the keywords for these products. What the keyword wizard is doing is using the data. It's saying, okay, of those 10, How many of them are ranked on page 1 of Amazon for taco holders? 9 of them are. How many of them are ranked on page 1 of Amazon for taco stands? 9 of them are. If we come down here, how many of them are ranked? I'm going to filter, let me just quickly filter out the search frequency rank. How many of them are ranked on page 1 for taco rack holder? 6 of them are. So relevancy is based on the like-for-like best-selling products ranking positions, because we can confidently assume if let's say all 9 of those, let's say 9 out of 10 of them are ranked on page 1 of Amazon for taco holders, what keywords do you think are generating sales for those terms? The keywords that are showing on page 1, the keywords that those products are on page 1 for. So we're reverse engineering our competitors' ranking data and then using that as an indicator as to which keywords are generating sales. Is that clear, Rich? Yep. So looking at that.
Sorry, buddy. Yes, much clearer. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries, man. So looking at that, you can see I've chosen these keywords based on 2 things or 3 things. 3 things I've chosen the keywords on. They have proven search demand because Amazon is telling us they have demand because it's in the top million. My competitors are ranking for them. I could have chosen this one because taco holder kit for you, it's a bit weird, but it has taco holder. It has good demand. I mean, it's in the top 400,000, but only one of my competitors is actually showing up for this. I wouldn't target that because why aren't the other 9 that are the top sellers showing up for it? It's not a relevant keyword that's driving sales. You can see here, taco rack holder, definitely. Taco rack hits this root keyword. Taco holder hits this root keyword. It's nice and healthy in the top 400,000 of search frequency rank, which means it has lots of people searching for it. And 6 of the top 10 competitors are ranked for it. Strong indication it's driving sales for my competitors' products. So I'm not trying to start from scratch here. I'm trying to, my competitors have spent money on rebates. They've spent money on advertising. They've spent a lot of money testing the keywords they rank for. Let's use their money and their testing to inform our decisions and start from 50% or 80% along that journey instead of starting from the beginning and having to spend all that money to figure it out ourselves. That's how people used to do this business. Throw some keywords into PPC and see what works. Guess what? Spending money on those terms to test them costs money. Let's use our competitors' data to make that decision. So that's what relevancy is about. So yeah, I've got these 3 keywords. So I've chosen which keywords I'm going to rank for. And a lot of people get stuck here. They overthink this part of the process. As long as it's relevant, as long as it's part of the main root keyword group, as long as it has proven search demand and search frequency rank, you can go ahead and pick any of them, to be quite honest, but go with relevancy. So go with ones that have the closest intent. If this was still in the top million, and this is kind of proves the point. I know this keyword has traffic and generates sales because we generated $5,000-$6,000 from it when we did the launch. But because Amazon's not telling me, I can't assume that. Let's pretend I didn't know that. I would learn that after launching because I'd look at my search term report and be able to see this keyword has search volume, it's generating sales, it's generating impressions, and then I could adjust and tweak my approach. But at this point, I don't know that. All I know is that these terms here have demand because these are the only ones that have search frequency rank. So you could choose any one of these apart from this one. You wouldn't choose this one because it has a relevancy of 1 and it's just weird. I mean, you can see kit for you. It's obviously a dud term, but you could literally choose, you wouldn't choose funny unless you're releasing like a funny version or something, but you could literally choose, let's get rid of that one. You could literally choose any one or any 3 of these ones here, plus obviously the green ones, and end up in the same place. The only difference is these ones down here that are more competitive, it's going to take more effort because you've got to achieve a higher level of sales because there's more people buying on those keywords. So you'd have to spend more with PPC, you'd have to give away more rebates, you have to meet that tide at a higher place, as I call it. But literally, so you might leave those yellow, but you can literally choose any one of these, anything outside the top 100,000, basically. You can literally choose any one of those green terms or any 3 of those green terms, and you will end up in the same spot. I really don't want you overthinking this part of the process. It's good to actually search each one of these terms, look at the results, look at which competitors show where, and which one you think is going to be the easiest route. I'm not about making any life harder. I want life to be as easy as possible. So you would actually do some market analysis and go, well, I'm going to go after this keyword because this competitor that's got thousands of reviews doesn't show up so high on this one. So it's going to make my life easier. So you can start layering in market analysis like that. But if I literally just had to choose, and full transparency, when launching these taco holders, I did the keyword research, plugged them into Samurai Seller, and launched HPUC between finishing at my computer for the day and having dinner 15 minutes later. I quickly jumped into the lounge, opened up my laptop, and did that process in like 10 minutes, because that's the power of these tools. Everyone laughs at me when I say that, but I literally launched that product in like 9 minutes, I think it was. That's the power of what these tools do. So just as I said, I can't remember what I said. So let's get rid of these. Yeah, so we'll launch these three. So they're the ones in green are the ones we're actually going to go ahead and launch. Okay, is everyone with me? I'm going to take a breath, Rich, before I open up HPUC and Samurai Seller. Is everyone with me? Is everyone following? Type following in the chat box. Let me know that you're understanding this stuff. I know I'm going on, but hopefully you're picking up the nuance and the detail. Yep. So Matt says, can anyone use this process primarily for rebate keyword research? Yes, absolutely. But it's not just rebate. I mean, this is the exact process. So my team are launching 132 ASINs or something this quarter, 132 products this quarter. This is the exact same process my team are going through on 132 products in 3 months. So yes, you can absolutely. Everyone say following. Yep. Wicked. Okay, cool. Combat, I have 1 billion questions now. Good job, Combat. Okay, cool. So that's coming through. So we've got these terms. We're going to go after these 3 terms for our rebates. And remember, pretending all of these are 100% relevant, because we were really strict when we did that, we're going to include all of these in our PPC. So the first thing we want to do before we do that is, because these are the 3 main terms we're going to go after for rebates, we want to make sure these are in our title. So you're going to go back to your title, and you're going to make sure they're in there. You're going to choose one as the main. And I'd actually say choose the one that has the most search volumes, the lowest search frequency rank. Choose that one as sort of the start of the title, and then try and work the other 2 in. In the training example, we know that I chose this one down here, but for whatever reason, it's fallen out the top million. So you go back to your title. I'd make sure that Taco Rack Holder is the start of my title. And then in the rest of the title, I would definitely work in these other 2. And where possible in that same order as well. I wouldn't want to break them up. There definitely is more weight towards exact match than there is like a broad or a phrase. So we'd want to make sure all 3 showed up in our title. We then want to make sure that we prioritize the remaining root keywords that have search frequency rank into our bullets, search term in the back end, then description. So that's the weighting. It's title, bullets, search term, description. And description is indexed now. I never used it. They stopped indexing it for about 2 years, but they do index it now. So I put that at the start of my title and just make sure my title's optimized. If all you did was put that keyword at the start of your title and drop the rest of them across your bullets in single word format, as Rich taught you, your listing will index and rank. Might not convert, but it will index and rank. We've tested this. We'll put a skeleton listing up, just drop a load of keywords on. It will index, it will rank, it will generate clicks, because people click based on the image, nothing else really, image and reviews. But when they get to the listing, they wouldn't buy because you're not selling them. So I'd optimize my title. Once I've done that, my listing's good and I'm happy with my listing. It's now time to deploy PPC. Now, the reason we deploy PPC first, and I was very clear on this, is we want to generate some clicks to the listing, some sessions, before we start doing rebates. We do not want rebates just hitting our listing, and for every session we get a sale, because that's going to make our unit session percentage 100%. Now, 100% unit session percent is not normal. It's not organic. It's especially for a brand new product. So we want to turn on PPC first to start generating some sessions to dilute that conversion rate. This is the only instance where we want to reduce the conversion rate, which is the unit session percentage, because we don't want to be unnatural. We don't want Amazon going, hang on a minute, this product's doing 20 sales a day or however many rebates you're generating at 100% conversion. That's just not real. So that's why we turn PPC on first. Now, I won't actually be able to turn PPC on here because your product needs to be live and available, and the taco idol's sold out, and we remove the listing. But Samurai Seller is a great tool for doing this. The reason I recommend this is, yes, you can do this in Campaign Manager, And there is a video in module 7, I believe, that walks through how to do it. It's not too hard. It doesn't take too much work, but it is work. It's a couple of hours versus 2 minutes. So I really recommend Samurai Seller, and especially for the bid optimizer as well. This bid optimizer is fantastic. It does all that calculation and maths for you on its own. Samurai Seller is not perfect, but it is very, very effective in saving time. So from here we go create campaigns. Need to log in. So from here we click create campaigns. And I know this interface has changed slightly since I recorded the training. I haven't re-recorded it yet because I spoke to Aaron, who runs Samurai Seller, and they're changing it again. So he's assured me once that update comes out, then I'll re-record that training and make sure it's all up to date. So we'll give it a name, whatever, Tucker Holder launch campaign. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure you know what it is. And at this point, we're turning off the auto campaign. The reason we disable auto, and this is controversial, this is me going even further in sort of teaching the more advanced stuff. Automatic campaigns are driven by a machine learning algorithm, like AI, as people commonly refer to it as. Machine learning works by learning from data it has. How can the auto campaign make good decisions for your product if it hasn't got any data yet because you haven't made any sales? So we hold the auto campaign until we hit page 1. So the machine has some data to make correct, informed decisions on. Now, this used to be a bit of secret sauce. I never used to show this to anyone because this used to be a way of really skyrocketing sales and ranking fast. And it still works really well. But because I love you guys, I want you to really succeed. The reason we do this is as soon as you hit page 1, it's got good conversion. It's got good data. It now has the data it needs to make an informed decision. Bang, you turn it on, you increase visibility, and the thing skyrockets. So that's a really core part of the strategy. But yeah, so you turn that off, and you can use, I'm not going to confuse you, can use broad phrase exact. But to be honest, because of how detailed we've been in our research, because we've whittled out non-relevant, because we've used competitors' data to inform our decision, phrase match just becomes redundant. It wastes money and it wastes your time because it just gives you a third layer of data to manage that you don't need to. I'm all about simple. I'm all about efficiency. Keep it simple. Broad and exact will do the exact same job, if not better, because you've given it correct data. Now, if you were just throwing a load of random keywords into your PPC, you weren't going through the steps that we've talked through here today, then I would advise using phrase because it's going to eliminate the potential of risk. It's going to remove more. It's going to make it so you can't waste a load of money on terms that don't make sense. But you've already done that thinking manually, so we don't need that. So we're doing broad and exact. You have to enter the SKU. So I won't be able to get the SKU because you need to get it from the back of Seller Central, but you have to enter the SKU and then the starting budget. 30 is a good starting point. 50 is a good starting point. You can go as low as 20 or 10 depending on the market. But I even inside of ASM module 6, remember I talked you through exactly how to calculate a campaign budget. So go if you're not sure of that, go back and watch that training. There's a formula. So if you need 10 sales a day, 20 sales a day, you can actually work that backwards and figure out what you need to spend per day. But we generally, internally, we spend 50 a day on a launch campaign. We start at 50. If you're tighter on budget, 30 or 20 is a good starting point. And then what Samurai Seller is going to do is automatically split that. And we are using product targeting. As you remember, we're going out and finding competitors' products that we have a better offer than and targeting those. I'm not going to cover that here today because that's obviously a separate thing. Covered really easy and really simply in module 6. At this point, we want our objective during launch is visibility. So we want our products to show up. And right now, we don't really know what the bid needs to be to do that. So we had a 50% increase here, which basically allows Amazon the permission, if it believes that we're going to win the click based on its machine learning, it's allowed to increase the bid by 50%. And then we use down only. All of our testing with up and down and fixed is good, but it takes a hell of a lot of management. You're literally micromanaging every click. Up and down, we just haven't had any success with it across millions in sales. Again, we've only ever found up and down to work once you've got 6 months, 10 months, 12 months worth of really good sales data. Then it's able to make the right decisions. But again, it's just a machine learning algorithm. So down only is the safest. And then you click next. It's not going to let me. It's not going to let me because I haven't entered the SKU. And then you enter your product targets. and then just skip the auto campaign. So you can see at the top here, it says campaigns, auto, keywords, ASIN summary. So on next, it's going to go to auto. You click skip because you're not doing an auto campaign. And I have asked Samurai Seller to automatically skip these for you because we've disabled it. Keywords. On the keyword page, we literally copy all of these keywords. So if I just do it into a text document here, we literally copy all of these keywords. And this one. And finally, these ones. So if I just open this document up, there you go. Let's bring that over. There you go. So literally all I did is copy all of the keywords from my 4 root keyword groups, and I'm going to copy those, all of them, into my campaign structure. So on the keywords page, I just copy and paste those in. ASINs, remember from module 6, you go find products that show up for your main keywords that you're launching to, your root keywords, that you have a better offer than. So you're cheaper than them. Once you've launched, you've got more reviews than them. You want to find it. So if your product was to show on their listing, the buyer would consider yours to be a better product. Now, the easier way of doing that, if you go watch module 7, is something I've never taught before, but I include in ASM12, is the category product targeting campaign. It's a really powerful campaign and allows you to target thousands of ASINs in the click of a button. It's a really powerful campaign. But yeah, you just enter that, click, and then on the next page, click done, click go, and it sets up the campaign for you. That's as simple as it is. I mean, this process literally takes like 3 minutes, and you've set up your PPC campaigns. Once you've done this, you go into Seller Central, open up Campaign Manager, and your campaigns are there. They're good to go. Now, you can either set HBook off straight away, or maybe leave it a couple of days just to generate some sessions and get some data into the system before you start driving rebates. Don't overthink that. If you're in a rush to get going, just kick HBook off the same day. In more competitive markets, we'll even wait a week. We'll let PPC run a week before we even start rebates. Everyone gets caught up that they need to start straight away because of this honeymoon period. Providing you've done the keyword research properly and you've set the PPC up like this, you're going to be driving relevant traffic. It's going to convert. There is a benefit to waiting a couple of days because you get some sessions on the listing before you start with the rebates. But at the point of starting the rebates, which is fine to start the same day, we then open up HBook. So this is Samurai Seller. If you have any issue, if you have any issues in, like, I know there's been some errors where it says it can't create the campaigns. You need to go to support. So go to contact here, complete this contact form, technical support, and tell them what's happening. Because there's nothing we can do about that. It's a Samurai Seller tool issue, and Aaron's team will correct that. So yeah, go to support if you have any issues in setting that up. But within like 60 seconds or so, that you should see all of them show up inside of your dashboard in Seller Central. Okay, so we've done our strategic keyword research. We've prioritized our keywords. We've chosen which keywords we're going to launch using rebates from the main root keyword group. We've chosen 3 keywords from that group because we want them to overlap and we want to create that sort of snowball compound effect. Finally, it's now time to set up the rebates. So if we come back out to tools, so I'm inside of Amazing Selling Machine tools, you should now see HBook. Very important, you cannot access HBook until you've got your inventory ordered badge, I believe it is, Rich. Inventory ordered, I think it's the badge. Yes. Correct. If anyone doesn't know how to go get that badge, post in the community. You need to get that badge to unlock this tool. And it also gives me a rich indication of where you're at as well. It's really important to us you go and get that badge so we know where you're at in the process. So if you see a little padlock here, it's because you need to go and claim your inventory ordered badge. We're not going to give you access to this because I don't want sellers in this platform that aren't ready to use it because it's such an exclusive platform. Okay, so when you click on it, I just clicked on it there, it opens up this page. This is a fresh account. This is what you're going to see. The first thing you need to enter is your store name. So to get your store name, if we go, let's go on to, let's pretend we were launching, what should we launch? Let's launch these ones here because they're Amazon's choice and they're $21.97. We should have kept those tag holders live, I think, Rich. Okay, cool. So yeah, so if I click on here, my store name, if we come down, you see where it says sold by? You see under the buy box, it says sold by 2 intellects. If you just copy that, that's your store name. That's what we need there. So at the top of the page, copy that, paste that. And if for any reason you forget that, just watch this video. And this is one of my colleagues, Chris, he talks you through it. Click save, done. Right, successfully added a new store. So you're done. At this point, there is an overview video here that's 7 minutes long. So if you forget any of this today, don't worry, just watch that video. Chris walks you through it. We're going to click create a product. Again, this process takes less than 60 seconds and you literally can set and forget and your product is launching. So it's automatically pulled through the To Intellect storefront. And when I get to the end of this process, I'll explain why we do this, what it is, all that sort of stuff. Now we need to enter the ASIN. So let's go and find that taco holder we're launching. Where was it? This one. Yep, this one. So if I come back to the listing, easiest place to get your ASINs in the URL at the top. So you see that? It's in the link at the top. So just copy that out, paste that in. And now a new update is it automatically goes and gets all the stuff off the listing. You don't even have to manually enter it. You know, remember in the training I showed you had to sort of type the product name, type the description. We no longer have to do that. If you give this a second, and this is where the technology on a live demonstration needs to work, it's going to go ahead and grab all that data. So let's have a look. Dun, dun, dun. Rich, let's go through some questions while that's loading. So I know this does take a second. There you go, it's done it. Actually, okay, let's crack on. It's done it. Before I could even talk, it's done it. Okay, cool. So look what it's done. It's automatically gone and just got the title for you. Now on HBook, it's not keyword driven. You're selling people like shoppers. So I would get rid of all, I'd probably do that. So I just shorten the title down. Taco holder state, set of 6, oven and grill safe. I need to choose the category. HBook can't get the category from Amazon. So I'm guessing this is like home and kitchen. Yep. And then the next thing we need to do is select a brand name. So for the brand name, I haven't got anything selected. So I need to add the brand name. The brand name on the listing is going to be this one. So this Fiesta Kitchen under the title, it says bar, it says brand Fiesta Kitchen. So the seller is To Intellects, but the brand is Fiesta Kitchen. Really important. So I'm going to enter that Fiesta Kitchen, click save. And the reason we need this is a new update is HBook will automatically check your prices correct every day. Because one thing we've been seeing is that you change your price on Amazon and forget to change it on HBook. And then the shoppers on HBook come through and they're like, well, HBook tells me it's $10.99 and you're $15.99 on Amazon. And then you don't get the sale, you don't get the rebate. So the system will automatically check your price every day now as well and let you know if it's not matching. So Fiesta Kitchen. Keywords, we're going to keep it as sequential. I'm not going to get into weighted and random. You can be a bit, let's say you wanted to put more emphasis on one keyword because it's not ranking as well. You could choose weighted and do 50% against one, 25 against another, 25 against another, providing it equals 100. But for launch, just do sequential, which means it's going to work through evenly through those keywords, evenly through. So we know, looking at our list, that we're doing taco rack holder, taco holder stainless steel, and taco holder stand. They're the 3 keywords we're ranked to. If you want to do more, just add keywords. And if you're not going to use them, just delete them out. Okay, is this product already on page 1 or 2 of Amazon search results? When you're launching, the answer is no. So I'm going to pretend it's not. I know it is. But when you're launching, the answer is no. It's not currently ranked on page 1 or 2 of Amazon, is it? So you're going to select no. And we're going to leave the instructions page on. You don't need to worry about what this is too much, but on the shopper side, it literally shows them your product and says, go to Amazon, click this, search this, buy this. It tells them how to do it. So you can leave that on. And then voila, it's automatically got the description and the features. You can see the bullets are a bit off there. So if you want to sort out your formatting, you can. There you go, just sort the formatting out. And you could even do that here if you want as well. They like emojis, this seller do. It's quite cool. Okay, so there you go, description sorted, that's sorted. Next, it's automatically pulled your images for you. So again, I know in the training, you had to do all this manually. You don't have to do it manually anymore. If you click, you can select the main image that shows on HBook. I would select one that's like your Amazon main image. So I'll just select that. If you don't click, it's just going to automatically take the first one anyway. But let's say for some reason you wanted that one to be your main image. And if you click, you can make that the main image. Hit next. And now we're going to configure it. So I'm going to go live today. It's currently $21.99 on Amazon. I'm going to give a cashback rebate of $21.90. Sorry, it's currently $21.97. I'm going to give a 100% rebate, which is $21.97. I strongly recommend during launch doing 100%. Now, I really want to clarify this. It's not costing you $21.97 for every unit you give away, because the customer, the shopper, is paying Amazon $21.97. which 2 weeks later, you're probably going to receive about $15 off. The only cost is the cost of the product. So your FOB price, including your, and then plus your shipping, and Amazon's fees, and then HBUC's fee, which I'll talk through here in a sec. So your cost on this is probably about $7 or $8, not $21. Is everyone clear on that? I know that caused confusion because 2 weeks from now, Amazon's going to send you that money back in your Amazon disbursement. It's kind of going through HBUC, through Amazon, back to your bank account. Think of it like a roundabout. So your cost base, if you want to calculate your cost base, it's the cost of the product, Amazon fees, HBUC fee. HBUC's fee is 20% of the transaction. There is 2 or 3 transactions happening here, and card processors like Stripe charge 4 or 5%. So that's what the processing fee covers. It covers moving the money around. It covers getting the money from you into HBUC, and then it covers the money go from HBUC back to from HBUC to the shopper, the buyer, and back. So that's what the processing fee is for. It covers the moving of the money because it costs money to move. It costs money to move money. So yeah, I strongly recommend 100%. Daily limit, I've got 3 keywords. We're going to target each keyword with 5 rebates per day per keyword. I'm going to say that again because it's really clear. 5 rebates per day per keyword. If I've got 3 keywords at 5 rebates each, that's 15 rebates a day. So I'll set my daily limit as 15. And let's say I want to let this run for 10 days, which is about average 10 to 14 days, typically for most products. That would be 150 units. And I want to start today. You could actually set this up and say, well, actually, I've set my PPC up today, and this is where you can get smart. I set my PPC up today, but I'm going to let PPC run a couple of days to generate some sessions. So you know what? Let's start my rebates on Sunday. Let's start a couple of days from now. Start them on Saturday. So let's start 2 days from now. So you can actually set them in the future, and HBUC will automatically just turn on your campaign for you. So you can do it. You can set it all up the same day, and then it won't actually start the rebates for a couple of days. But I'm going to go ahead and start it today, and then click submit. Now this won't let me do this. It shouldn't let me do this. Maybe. Okay, we need to check that. Essentially, you need to make sure that there you go. It won't let me do it. So you can see based on everything I've configured here, 15 a day, 150 units over 10 days, 100% rebate. I would need to upload $3,000 into my campaign here to cover the cost of those rebates. But again, remember, a large portion of that $3,800 is going to end up back in my bank account 2 weeks from now when Amazon pays me, because that money gets sent to the shopper after they've paid Amazon, and Amazon pays you. So it's not costing you $3,800. That's just cash flow that needs to be invested to make that system go round. If I change this to say 5 and 50, because I'm going to do 1 keyword with 5 rebates a day, then that should tell me, okay, it's already existing because I've already gone through that system once. Then that would be lower. So before you can actually go ahead and put this live, you have to click on your balance, click add money to account, and you need to send HBUC money. The easiest way to do it is PayPal, but I can't stress enough, you have to include this reference code. If you don't include this reference code, it will cause delays in your account being updated because the team have to figure out whose the money is and what account they are, and there's a whole admin process there. If you in the payment reference, this code is unique to your account and allows the admin team, they know exactly which account needs updating, and they will manually add that money to your wallet, to your balance up here. You can use wire transfer. You can also use bank transfer as well. Oh, this is live now. This is cool. This is a new feature. Rich, you'll like this one. This automatically talks to your bank. So you can search for your bank. I don't know if Wells Fargo does it. Chase maybe. And basically you can find your bank account. You can log into your bank and it automatically connects the two. And then you can do like a direct debit system. It's quite cool. Or you can do a manual transfer. There you go. Look. So yeah, you can connect it to your bank, and it can draw funds from your bank. Wire transfer, that's what you do. And again, in the wire transfer, you must include your reference code or PayPal. We do have credit card processing coming. We're just, the team are jumping through a number of hoops and getting approved for that, because it's a weird type of platform, isn't it? So we're just getting approved for that. But yeah, you've got 3 ways of making payment. PayPal's the fastest. It's the easiest. As long as you include the reference code, typically it's done within 24 hours. And you can just email support at hbuc.com to give them a nudge. The processing fee is 20%. That covers all of the admin and the moving of the money around in the background. And you must have enough balance before you can activate your product. So you can see, you can see here, here's the product. Let's go back to the edit page. Here's the product. That's configured. Everything's good to go. and I click save changes, and that goes live. Now, HBook runs PST because that's what Amazon platforms run. It runs PST, as in time zone, and it will release 15 units a day. And every time a shopper says, I want this product, it rotates those keywords. So what's that generating? It's generating an organic sale through a keyword search that's specific to the keyword you want to generate. So this is why HBook is so powerful. You can go out this and do this yourself. You can run Facebook advertising into ManyChat campaigns and get all the fraud there. But it means you've got to learn Facebook advertising. You've got to run good advertising. You've got to do your audience targeting. You've got to set up ManyChat flows. You've got to push people through ManyChat. You've got to manage all the chat that's generated out of ManyChat in your messenger inbox. You've got to find a way of sending them the money that they trust. So you've got to find a way of giving your customers the money back. HBook does all of that for you in the click of a button. And it's getting more and more powerful. We're adding more and more shoppers every day. The shoppers are coming from various relationships. One of the major relationships is they come from companies who offer the products to their customers as a rewards program. So they're really good quality shoppers. They're not coming from your discount Facebook groups. They're not coming from Groupon. They're not people that have got an account history of 99% off the last 3 years. These are everyday Amazon shoppers who don't know that our Amazon seller world exists, and they just love getting good deals and free products, and they trust HBook because we've built that trust with them. So it really is a win-win for everyone. It's a win-win for the shopper. They get free products. It's a win-win for you because you have a reliable source to rank your products and get rebates. And it's a win-win for the platform being able to create that ecosystem and benefit in that ecosystem. So it really is a win-win platform. We're very proud of it. And it's, when I say powerful, without HBook, your life is a lot harder. Trust me, it's a lot harder. Ranking, launching on Amazon is getting more difficult. Gaining good quality reviews, all that sort of stuff, it's difficult. So without these types of platforms where we can access these qualified shoppers that know the system, trust the platform, will actually follow through and give you a rebate, you need those 5 rebates a day to rank. Otherwise, you're scrambling around trying to get your rebates. You can click start on HBook. Go and watch Netflix series for a few days, come back and check on it, and you'll see you've got your rebates. Now, it is a live ecosystem. It is a live ecosystem, which means you might not get all 5 every day, but it's enough. 5, we've set 5 a very specific number because most of the time, 2 or 3 rebates will do, 3, 4 rebates will do, depending on how competitive it is. But we know if we offer 5, then we're going to end up in enough of an average to rank products. And I've seen success stories coming through on the community. I saw one the other day, 3,000 in revenue in 10 days of launch. That's the power of HBook. That's the power of combining the PPC structure that I teach you with HBook, which is rebates. And HBook is just a marketplace and facility to go and get those rebates. You could do it yourself. You could run Facebook ads. You could try and use groups, etc. But why would you when you can click a button, it's done for you? So Rich, I believe let's talk about as the final piece. We've launched our campaign. Our PPC is live. Our rebates are running. As you approach page 1, the last thing to do is start moving that price up. So we haven't talked about launch price. When it comes to launch price, the goal is to be the most attractive on the page. That's the goal. The more attractive your price, the easier you're going to find to get traction because you don't yet have any reviews. As you gain reviews, you can push that price up. So with the taco holders for the live launch, I had to be really aggressive. I had about 7 days to rank this product. So I had to be aggressive. I doubled down on, I didn't actually do that many rebates, but I doubled down on PPC. We set the price, I think it was $9.99 to launch, which is actually a loss. We're about $2, $3 a unit loss. And then as I aggressively gained reviews and started to approach page 1, I then started slowly increasing my price. So $1 a day is a really good rule of thumb. No more than 10% of your price a day. Any more than 10%, 10, 15% sort of pushing the boundaries, you potentially run into issues where you lose the buy box. And that actually happened to me with the tacos. A day before we did the live webinar, we lost the buy box, or I lost the buy box. To get that back, you just move back to the last price position. It should come back quite quickly. But yeah, launch low, move to your target. A good target to start with is the average price of the top 10 products. Great target to begin with. And then once you get there, you can start trying to push higher. And as I said in the training, use the data in your daily sales tracker, your performance tracker, or in the launch tracker and Managed by Stats to see whether the price has affected your sessions. Launch low, move high, and you shouldn't have any issues. And this works hands down every single time. And this quarter, my team are launching 130 something products. How's that, Rich? Well, I think we're good there, yeah?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Yeah, there I am. Absolutely awesome, dude. Seriously. Like I took a couple of notes to pass on to you know who.
Did you? Okay.
But yeah, absolutely brilliant. I just wanted to correct one thing first off, and we
Yeah.
both got it wrong. It's because we've got so many tools. So HPUC becomes available when you have inventory at Amazon.
Okay. Inventory at Amazon. That was the one. Yeah.
We were both mixing it up with the actual keyword tool. For the
Yeah.
keyword tool that Dan showed you, you need to have ordered inventory. So I can read these questions out. It might be easier because I can see which ones I've answered. Okay, so the first one's from Lawrence. I think he's going to have to post in the community, but you might have seen it before. When I download my CSV files, they are not clear like yours. The titles are not in different columns, and therefore the info is not separated. It's all in one line. Would you know why?
It's all in one line. That's not the file that you're downloading. It's the software you're opening it in, I reckon.
Yeah, I think
Lawrence, upload it to, so do this, go to Google Drive. So if you just go to a blank Google Drive folder, I don't know what's going to show here. Actually, just give me a sec. Yeah, okay, we're cool. We're cool. So I'm just going to open a folder. Stay there, Rich. I'm just going to show everyone this quickly. Okay, cool. Well, you should see my screen in 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. So if you open up so in Google Drive, if you upload that CSV here, so if we take one of those CSVs we got earlier, drag it in and upload it. And then once it's uploaded, if you double click it and then click open with Google Drive, open with Google Sheets, sorry, you'll probably find the format's okay. That's a little hack. You'll probably see how it automatically pulls it through and does it look. You'll probably find that format's okay.
It's quite funny, actually. While I was watching you mess around with Excel, with the sheets, I thought, yeah, I really don't know how to use sheets.
It's the same as Excel. Google ripped off Microsoft.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, yeah, the way you use it and the way I use it, two totally different things. Okay, one from Negbao. Do we have to choose 4 root keywords, or choosing more is okay too, like 5?
Yeah, as I said, Negbao, there is no correct answer to this. Most of the time, there'll only be 1 root keyword. Some products will have 3, some products will have 4. You choose how many are critically, strictly relevant. So by that, I mean, when you search that keyword on Amazon, every single product or the majority of products on the page are the products you intend to sell. So there might be 5, there might be 6, Negbao. If you've got 6, then you've got 6.
Yeah, and you might only have 2 for other people too. So
yeah, you might only have 2. Like I say, for that footrest, when I did it earlier, I was thinking, I said to Rich, what product should I use? The footrest had 1 keyword, 1 root keyword, and it was footrest. It suggested footstool, but then if you look at footstool, that's not the thing I'm trying to sell, is it? Yes, they show up, but all the top products are actual stools. So this product literally just had 1 root keyword, which was footrest. And you can actually see it. Look, if you look at the start of everyone's title, footrest.
Did you actually order one?
I have actually got one, yeah. I've got one coming, yeah.
Amazing how much money you spend on items to use for training.
I know, yeah. Nightmare.
All right, next question is from Matt34. If you have access to brand registry, how can you leverage those tools to do even better keyword research? What would you do differently than someone who didn't have brand registry? I assume he's talking about brand analytics.
Yeah. So within brand analytics, what that data gives you, if you've got access, it tells you which ASINs are winning the majority of clicks, and then of those clicks, which ones are generating the most sales. So what you can do, it's not so much for keyword research, although I suppose you could, is go and have a look at those ASINs and then look at the keywords of those ASINs in Keyword Scout. Because if that ASIN's winning all the clicks, it means their main image is better than everyone else. If that ASIN's winning the most sales, it probably means their listing's better or they've got a better products or reviews, but you want to know what keywords they're using. So you'd include those in your keyword research as well.
Cool. Next one's from Dung Duong TK. Question. When I was targeting keywords for launch, I removed 2 of the top 10 ASIN in terms of sales volume in the MBS Retriever. It's a long question. As their selling price is much lower than the others. So I came up with a new top 10 ASIN. I used these new top 10 ASIN in Keyword Scout as well. Can you advise if the removal of those 2 ASINs can lead to an inaccurate keyword list?
No, it won't, because there is an argument for, yes, there's like for like products, but there's then also sort of price categories. You've got like cheap, average, luxury, maybe. So there is an argument to say, well, if you're in the average category or the sort of the run of the mill level, then you can just look at their keywords. because you're not competing at $5, for instance. It doesn't really matter. And removing them is not going to affect your results. If anything, it's just going to give you more close results for the type of product you're selling. So I wouldn't worry. That's one of those where like it doesn't really matter either way. Some people do, some people don't.
Cool. First question from Combat, seeing you said she was going to ask a million. Market depth is the percentage of keywords that the ASIN is ranked for, question mark.
Yes. So, but of the displayed keywords. So if you have all your keywords there, it'll show the percentage of those. If you use those filters and filter like higher relevancy, or you get rid of anything past 1 million on the search frequency rank, it will recalculate against what shows on the page.
Cool. Matt34, you said, would you add those keywords? I'm not sure what stage or what we were doing when you asked that question. So if you want to re-ask it, if you want to ask it again and specify whereabouts, what exactly you mean. I'm scrolling past some that I managed to answer. I am capable of sometimes. Right, here we go. B. Silber, Dan mentioned that Amazon recognizes plural as the same as singular. Example, tacker holder and holders. However, the relevancy rank is different. Should it be the same if Amazon reads plural the same, or do I need both singular and plural in the keywords and listings?
So I want to be really clear on this point. Amazon states they treat singular and plural as the same under exact match. Reality states differently, and when you search, you will see differences in rank. The reason the tool is pulling them out is because from a PPC algorithm standpoint, in bidding, it does treat them as one in the same, but in the ranking results, it doesn't. That's why you see people in different positions. Now, in the beginning, it doesn't matter too much. If I was to talk about intent of tacker holder versus tacker holders, which one's got a closer intent to a pack of 4? Tacker holders, because they're indicating plural by using the plural version. But in the beginning, at this stage, you don't need to worry about it too much. Once you're live and you start dialing into your search term report, then you'll start testing non-plural, plural, and start getting really granular. But you know, the whole thing where like, if you've got 40% of the information, make a decision, done's better than perfect, 70% is done. It's one of those details where we could go off on a whole tangent about that, but it would cause so much confusion and delay that it's just not worth it. The pros don't outweigh the cons, so don't worry about it. Perfect.
Sophie Oliver, at this stage, I only have 9 long tail keywords. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It just means it's a shallow market. It just means that there's not that much depth to it in terms of the way in which people are searching. What you will find very quickly in your search term report, your broad campaign is going to find you a lot of other customer search terms. And all you'll need to do is very quickly just get rid of anything that's not relevant. But as soon as you get your PPC live, you'll soon find more keywords because your search term report will tell you.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. It's like, you know, we say all the time, put yourself in your customer's head.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do when it comes to searching, because there are keywords that you would say, search terms, you go, no one's ever going to use that. And then you start running ads and you see them all appear and you're like, why would people use that search term? But like,
I know on Google, I don't know how true this is on Amazon, Rich, but remember this, Google once published a stat and it was something like 20% of all searches are brand new. Remember that there was a stat where like literally people just come up with, because like Dr. Oz could call something on TV and all of a sudden everyone's using that phrase.
Yep.
So
or you could do it on a coaching call, Dan.
Yeah.
Lawrence, that is definitely, there's a technical problem there. So if you post in the community and tag Dan and myself, we'll get that fixed.
If it's a technical issue on the tool, remember we've got that new widget as well.
Yeah, it's just, I think I've got a funny feeling this is actually something we can fix pretty easily.
Okay.
Bo, try and keep this quite short. Can you explain the different search volume versus search frequency rank again? I get the relevancy column.
Okay, search volume, strictly speaking, is how many times that keyword has been searched on a monthly basis. 2-3 years ago, that was an accurate number that Amazon physically gave us, because Amazon obviously track how many times people search stuff. About 2 or 3 years ago, they stopped giving us that data. They removed that data point. They replaced it with search frequency rank, which is similar to BSR. It's an indication of demand. The lower the number, the more demand. So we don't know exactly how many people are searching, but the lower that number, we know more people are searching. And then using some maths and statistics, we've reverse engineered and estimated the search volume. So search volume is an estimate on how many people are actually searching. Search frequency rank is real data from Amazon. The lower the number, the more people are searching for it.
Cool. This isn't really a question, but it's definitely not a question. I wasn't going to read it out because you're a big head, but it's from Michaela 13 Johnson. Yes, thank you for great explanation. You are an awesome teacher.
Yes, Michaela, thank you.
Be sober. Oh, nope. That was another one giving you a compliment. We'll skip that one. Whoa, hang on. Right. This kind of lost me, and I like my brain might not be switched on, but Heather asked, could anyone remind me where in the training the product category targeting is?
Yes. So it's module 7 or 8. 7 or 8, I teach you quite an advanced strategy of how to go after an entire category of products and filter out the ones that are better than you, which means you're only advertising on the ones that are worse than you. It's a really cool strategy, and it takes like 30 seconds to set up. It's in module 7 or 8. I'm pretty sure it's 7 because 7 is the PPC module.
Yeah, that would make sense. Another one from Dong Duong. If we choose all the keywords to put into PPC, there are keywords that are less relevant, so the PPC cost will increase. Should we only copy keywords that have a relevancy higher than 3, for example?
Yeah, but yes, you should. But if you were strict in that stage in Keyword Scout of removing the non-relevant keywords, you should have that relevant list anyway. I wasn't as strict, obviously, in the demonstration because of time. But yes, absolutely. I mean, you have to do a gut check. You have to say, is this keyword relevant? Yes or no? Is the intent matching my product? So the answer is yes, but it should happen anyway because you did it in the Keyword Scout list.
And would it also depend if you've got a product that's got a lot of keywords versus one that's got a lot less?
Yeah, if you've got fewer keywords, then you might be a bit more broad and loose because you need the traffic. If there's a lot of keywords, you can afford to be a lot more strict with it. Like taco accessories, for instance, not necessarily direct intent. They're not specifically looking for a taco holder. Would someone who searches taco accessory buy my product? 30% of the time, maybe. If I didn't have many keywords, would I bid on it? Yeah, of course I would.
And also, like, you'll see pretty quickly if it's the wrong keyword inside your...
Yeah, because providing you're doing the search term reports, and obviously Samurai Seller doing it for you. I mean, Samurai Seller literally does the work for you. Providing you're negative what it's suggesting and you agree with it, you'll quickly get rid of them anyway. So you might spend 20 cents on it. You might spend $1 on it, but by that point, you've got rid of it anyway.
Jason Green. So I did reply to you and say post in the community. That's too long a question. It would take me probably 10 minutes to read the question. Okay, I'm exaggerating. But if you want to post that in the community and tag Dan and myself again, we'll get you an answer. Sabring, I still have the padlock, but I have the badge for placing inventory. Okay, so that was my fault. Well, and Dan's fault.
My fault as well.
Fabulous after all. Oh, awesome. Was it amazing? One or the other. Yeah, so as far as HPUC's concerned, you need inventory at FBA. If you're talking about the keyword tool, then you should have that. If you don't, post in the community and tag me. It's probably quicker than contacting support. Oh, Jason actually said, will do, thanks. Oh, awesome. Okie dokie, got another long one. Hang on. Okay, Rick and Diane, I'm going to answer you after this call because you've said in your first bit, this is not about what Dan is talking about. In fact, the answer to that one is go and post in the community and tag me, and I will keep an eye out for it later today. So Rick and Diane, post in the community. Kaliki39, when keywords rank on page 1, how long do you leave the answer as yes versus swapping out for another keyword?
It's a good question. So he means, in HBook in the setting where he says, is this, yeah. Sorry, when she's saying in HBook, is this keyword currently on page 1, yes or no?
Right.
I would let it stick for probably 2 or 3 days before swapping out. Now the facts that when I say on page 1, ideally you want to be above the fold. So you want to be above where your screen cuts off, sort of top 16. What you don't want to do is stop that momentum and take your foot off the gas too early, and then the rank drops. So leave it 2 or 3 days, maintain that rank for 2 or 3 days, then swap it out. Because don't forget, you're still bidding on that term in your PPC, and your PPC is still driving traffic for that term. So you do have that. But again, it depends on how aggressive you want to be. If you want to take it slow and steady, get to your target number of daily sales, get to your target price, and then start swapping out rebate keywords. Now, a secret from me is we never stop rebates. We don't stop launching. we just continuously drip feed rebates across different terms to constantly take that market share. That's the secret to sort of long-term sales.
Actually, like on that very subject about continuing it, do you reduce the amount of discount, or you're still giving away 100%?
It depends. It depends on the products. Like some products are more sexy than others, I should say. Like we had a product on HBooks. I get a report once a week. It was a really obscure product that probably 1% of the population would ever buy. It was very difficult to get that product moving. But if you're selling if you're doing like a silicone baking mat or something that it sells within 5 minutes and the rebates go within 5 minutes, you can afford to test cheaper discounts. So test to 75%, test to 50%. You will obviously slow down the rebates, but if you're just in a maintenance phase and you just want to sort of target a few of the keywords to get more of that percentage, then test that. But if you've got a product that's not as popular, then you just have to give away 100%, otherwise you're not going to get the rebate.
Cool. Bing Bobby K. So if you're starting rebates after a week or two of being live with PPC, he's saying due to HPUC eligibility. I'm not. Bobby K, message me about that. Anyway, and have a handful of keywords ranking on page 1 at this point. How does your strategy for choosing rebate keywords change with that info? So in other words, if you ran PPC for 2 weeks, then you want to start using it.
Yeah, I did. So we do that in some markets. Depends on how aggressive we're trying to be with the product. We would look at the PPC data and just, when we're choosing which keywords to launch to based on the root keyword group, rather than just guessing, we'd go and get the data out of the search term report and let the data tell us which keywords we should improve rank for with rebates. Like if I've got a keyword that's got like a 5% click-through rate, 30-40% conversion rate in my PPC, and I'm in position 60 for it, then I'm obviously going to target that one with rebates because I'm confident when I do get to page 1, it's going to convert really well.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the cool thing about HPUC and rebates is it's not just for launching. Like it's about, as Dan just said, a lot of their products, they use it all the time, but it's also really cool if your rankings drop, just do a week of like giving away rebates and boom, your keyword rankings.
Your rankings drop, just drop your price a few dollars, turn HBOok on for a week and then turn your price back up.
Yep.
Done.
Oops. Michaela, so I don't know if this is a follow-up, but you said, I thought it's costing me the wholesale amount.
No.
So I'm going to assume, Dan, she means the rebate.
She means rebates, yeah. So the common misconception is everyone thinks, okay, my product is $20 and I'm giving 10 away. It's cost me $200 to give 10 away. No, it hasn't, because Amazon pays you back your profit. So let's say on that $20, you're making, for ease of maths, $10 in profit. Let's say you're getting $10 in gross profit before your cost of goods. Amazon's giving you that $10 back 2 weeks later because the shopper's paying Amazon for the product, and then you're paying the shopper, and Amazon pays you for the sale. So all it's costing you is the cost of your product plus Amazon's fees plus HBook's 20% transaction fee.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just like, it's not like sending them a free product.
No, it's not free. You're not giving them a free product. You're giving them, I mean, what's the average cost, Rich? Like 70%. Yeah. Let's say the average cost is 70% because you're making 30% margin.
Yep.
It's costing you 70% of that. If you've got, I'll tell you what it's costing you. It's costing you what the difference is on your profit. So if you've got a 40% profit margin, it's costing you 60%. That's the easiest way to explain it.
Yep. And that's another thing. I mean, like when Dan's talking, these are all things you can test. And don't forget, all products are different, but you can literally run rebates in HPUC at break even to you. So you never actually lose money on them, but they are still, like Dan said, you won't get as many people taking them. But just, you're not losing money and you're still helping your rank.
Yeah, exactly.
So Matt said the same thing. So if we give 100% rebate, we're not basically giving away free products, correct?
Correct. You're just giving away the cost of your product.
Yep. B Silver, aren't we starting with our break-even price at launch? So the 100% rebate would cost the full Amazon price at that time. Am I correct?
Yes. And then, so yes, you launch break even, or depending on the market, sometimes you can actually launch at break even plus a couple of dollars. which is great because it contributes towards PPC, but it is heavily market dependent. It's heavily product dependent. But that's the point where as you move your price up, it's really important to remember to come back into HBook and update your price. We have released a tool now that will automatically check that, but it's not 100% accurate. So yeah, as you move your price, but it's going to, at the start, it's going to be whatever you launch at. And then as you move your price up, you come into HBook and change the price.
Yeah, just make that a habit. You know, whenever you change your price, just have a mental note that you need to go and change it in HBook too. PMC Awesome 2018. I do not understand what the rebate means. Do you want to just give a quick synopsis?
Yes. So a rebate is a posh word for giving you the money back. You come and buy this pen for $10. Within a few days, I'll give you that $10 back. It's a cashback promotion. Retailers like Walmart, Target, they do this stuff all the time. They'll give you sort of coupons back. They'll give you a voucher back to spend in their store. A rebate is a cash return. So buy this product on Amazon, I'll give you the money for buying it. That's a rebate.
Cool. Rick and Diane, I think I can answer this one. Do we have a cutoff date yet? I read through a bunch of community posts and couldn't find it. Rick and Diane, I thought you used to attend all the community, the weekly calls, because I think we've covered it on every single call for the last 6 weeks. We don't have a specific cutoff date yet. They have not announced it, no matter what you might see other people claiming. Most people are claiming they know what the date is, and all they're using is exactly the same date as last year. We do not have a specific date. What we're saying to people is obviously keep going, get your products to Amazon as quickly as you can. And when you're a week away, post in the community, tag me and ask me what you should do in terms of whether you should launch or wait. But we don't have Amazon.
I'll be surprised if they do it, Rich, with the limits that are in place.
I mean, I would have said that 2 weeks ago. The only thing that makes me think they still might is the fact it is taking a long time. It's taking longer than normal to get products. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, it's normally been announced by now. I would say that. Michaela, did you make an update of allowing only one sale per customer? That's HBook, I assume.
One product. Do you mean? Oh, yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, in terms of the repeat purchases, it currently is the shopper. What's the current settings? We're slowly edging this out because we have to monitor the fulfillment rate. I think it's one every 5 days. So if they buy one today, they won't see the same product for 5 days. So you may, in a 10-day period, get one buyer, get 2 units. But we are working towards just one per customer. But we're having to balance out ensuring that we're still meeting the volume, because in all of our testing, even with repeat purchasers, it's not affecting ranking. You're still ranking your products, whether 10 unique customers buy or whether 10 of the same customers buy. But we are definitely moving to one per customer, but we're slowly doing it there because we have to make sure. You would rather get the rebate than not get the rebate at all. So we're slowly moving.
I mean, 5 days at the moment. Completely understand the question, but yeah, it's like you're still going to get that keyword ranked. It doesn't matter if they bought it twice. Yeah. Sabring, I think, or Sabring. Should we avoid ManyChat flow then and prioritize funds to HBook versus free product offer?
I'm going to say this is a business maturity decision. It's a business life cycle decision. I love ManyChat. I love Facebook ads. I love that whole system because I love building an audience that I control. I love building a list that I control. Do I need to build a list that I control when I'm launching my first, second, third product? No, I just need to start generating revenue and profit. When I've got money to start testing Facebook advertising and testing all those different things, then yes, if you're building towards selling your business, having that asset's great. But why waste hours and hours, time, money, etc., testing Facebook ads when you can click a button in HBook? So the answer is yes, do both. But the specific answer is at what point in the business. When I'm starting a brand, I just need the sales to rank my products and start making money. A year from now, I'm full-time in the business. I'm doing 100 grand a month. Then I would start playing around with all the other marketing stuff. Yep.
I mean, I totally agree. Like before HBook, launching was more complicated.
Oh, hell of a lot. ASM11 guys know that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, for those that don't know that, it's a fact. And so now use HBook, get your products ranked and everything, and worry about ManyChat later. But ManyChat is powerful. There's no doubt. And you're building.
I love ManyChat. I love ManyChat.
I don't. I hate it, but I have a guy.
Yeah, you have a guy.
I know a guy. B Silber. Hi, just checking to see if my questions are coming through. Yep, because we've answered at least 2 of them live. Boogie and Sybil, with a limited budget, what is the minimum number of rebates we should give out per keyword? Would it be more beneficial to target one keyword at a time with more rebates, or say 2 to 3 keywords with fewer rebates per keyword?
I've been contemplating this a lot recently, and I would advise one keyword with 5 rebates and then just swap the keyword out when it's ranked, because you know this whole concept of you can work on 4 things, but each one's only going to get 25% of your attention. So it's going to take you longer to get all 4 things to 100% versus standing one thing up 100% and then it's operational, then standing up another thing 100%, it's operational. It's the same with keywords. You want to get that thing ranked and producing velocity and sales and money as quickly as possible. If you spread your budget across 4 because you can't meet that 5, then none of them are quite contributing enough and it'll take longer to get there and you might run out of money. So small budget, I go 1 keyword, 5 rebates, and then swap the keyword out because you're going to get a faster result.
Makes sense. Combat, question number 2. Yes, I am counting them. When doing the initial keyword research, is 200 keywords too many to work with? I narrowed this list down from 400.
No, that's good. That's good. Like if it's relevant, then great.
Definitely. Yeah, I was going to say, as long as they're all relevant. And wow, I wish I had that product.
Yeah, exactly. No, that is the stipulation, providing they're relevant.
Yeah. Well, okay, just let me skim this one. Dung Duong, that question, the one long one about reviews and insert offers, it's too long. Can you post in the community? And there's like 3 questions in there, and tag Dan and myself, and we'll get them answered. Question 3 from Combat. I'm confused how HBUC prices work. If I do 5 rebates, how much does it cost me, landed cost or Amazon price for my product?
It costs you, let's say, okay, so let's say Amazon, let's say on a $10 sale, Amazon sends you $7. It's costing you Amazon's fees plus 20% of the price. So on a $10 sale, that'd be $1. So that'd be $2. So it's costing you Amazon's fees plus $2 plus whatever the cost of your product is. It's costing you the cost of the product. I don't know how to explain it. Does that make sense?
Yeah. You know, you've got in the product and in PA, in Product Analyzer, look at your product. You've got the landed cost. You've got the FBA fees. Add those together. That's what it's costing you plus 20%, which is what the fee is for HPUC to process. Might be easier just to look at that and the other thing.
No, I might do. I might add I might get the team to add a calculator into HPUC.
Yeah, that might be an idea. Anyway, Boogie and Sybil. Sorry, last one. You can ask as many as you like, but we will have to stop at probably in about 10 minutes. I think we need to redo our keyword research and start over. We already have PPC and HPUC running. Would it be okay to pause them while we redo our keyword research?
Pause HPUC.
Well, PPC and HPUC, I assume they mean.
I wouldn't. You can pause provided if the terms you've got in HPUC are semi-relevant and PPC, I'd leave them running and then transition them out. So once you've done the research, swap them, because one thing you don't want to do is just stop that sales velocity during a launch, do you?
What my answer would be, do it right now, the keyword research. Okay, Dan does it in 10 minutes, but like, we don't expect you to do it in 10 minutes, but it shouldn't take you much longer than an hour or 2. Just go and do it right now. Follow what you've seen on this. If you're not quite sure, go back to the training. Do it right now. There's no point in turning PPC and HPUC off for like 2 hours. That's all it's going to take you if you sit down and just focus 100% on it. Combat. My inventory is 400. Amazon has a limit of 200. And I hear, I'll answer this. And I hear horror stories that it takes weeks to get inventory into Amazon. Would I have enough inventory to run rebates? I also offered a free product on all my inserts. So yeah, here's the thing. We actually launched a product 3 weeks ago, and we're the same as everyone else. We had 200. We didn't go crazy on the amount of rebates and everything we were doing, but we just kept a close eye on it. But as long as you don't sell like 50 a day, you're going to be fine, because you've got time to get the next lot set in. We just monitored it every like 2 or 3 times a day. Just go and look at your restock page inside Amazon, see what that's telling you. And as soon as you've got enough for the case size for your product, send the next case in. And you'll also, like ours is doubled. since we've only been live for like, I think 2.5 weeks. We're now at 400 and we're only selling like 5 a day. So the amount you can send in will rise pretty quickly. But if you've only got 400, then maybe do what Dan was talking about earlier, because I know you just said you got 400 keywords, 200 keywords, is to focus on 1 or 2 of those, and just keep an eye on it. Because yeah, you don't want to, if you've only got 400 total, then obviously you don't want to be giving away, like 20 a day. But if you want us to elaborate on that, then post in the community and tag us. But yeah, it's like, it is taking longer to get into Amazon, but don't panic about that. And at the end of the day, send your stuff in and then wait for it until there's enough available before you launch. Don't panic too much about it, but just keep a really close eye on it. Michaela, Dan, please repeat the part about how much, right, so this is HBOT costs. I think we've done that 3 times now. So Michaela, if you didn't get that answer, ask it again. I'm a bit confused. Okay, yeah, we've done that one.
Yeah, so landed cost FBA fee plus 20% of the transaction. That's it.
Yep,
that's the
there
cost.
you go.
That's a really good point.
Okay, just to triple check, when choosing the best selling ASINs, I need to download a new retriever file, not use the old one. You can use the old one. You should be so quick at doing that search because it's just that one search, right? It's your depth of market search with retriever. Personally, I would just go and do it again. But it's not, it's not gonna destroy everything because you use the old one. Yeah, Matt 34. I've got no idea what this means. I'm going to read it out and hope that you know. HBuck wants you to invest $3K to activate your campaign. What?
No, that's, so where it pops up and says to run this campaign for the amount of time. So I said 15 a day, 150 units to cover that total campaign. That's what you would need to put in. So if you want to start fewer, you just reduce the total number. So let's say you're hitting 15 a day. You might reduce that to say 3 days. You might put 45 in. Then it'll ask you to upload enough money to cover that 3 days. And then you can go back in, and once you can go back in 3 days time and add more. So it's going to ask you to add whatever it's going to, the investment to cover that pricing. But remember, it's not costing you that because that money gets sent back to you 14 days later. The only cost is the FBA fee plus your landed cost plus 20% of the price.
If there's one thing, and there's way more than one thing that comes out of this training, everyone should now understand how much it costs to use HBuck. Yeah. Then look, we had to think of a way of saying it. So
back in the day, we used to have to just give the products away.
Yeah, way better, at least. And like, it looks like your business, you've got a business because you're getting money into your Amazon account. Combat, that question you're asking about costs and being worried about costs and a strategy, how to keep things under control, post that in the community. And I'm not just passing the buck here, but that's a really good question for us to answer in depth for everyone. So if you want to post that question or something similar, so we can answer that for everyone who's in the community. Everything we learned today have to be done after our product is Amazon, or can you get ready in advance?
Get ready in advance. You can do your keyword research in advance. The only thing you can't do is access HBuck.
Yeah, and you can set up your PPC campaigns, right?
No, the products have to be live, so you won't be able to. You won't be able to set anything up, but you can do all the research stuff.
Yeah, you'll be able to get everything ready.
You'll be able to get everything ready to go live once you're set up.
And don't forget, once your product actually gets to Amazon, you're going to have probably 5 to 6 days before you can launch anyway, for it to be checked in and everything. So you've got plenty of time. But yeah, get all your keyword research done well in advance. Again, the Dan goes through exactly what you need and when you need it. So it's well covered. Being Bobby K. So this is another question. Do you know what? Do you want to have a stab at answering this? I know it's a bit difficult live because we have seen this a couple, and maybe I'll give my feedback. Can you talk about if the rebate success can be affected given inventory levels and restock delays? If the goal is momentum rank velocity, it seems if the rebates are successful, we will go to out of stock too quickly, sit and wait a while for a restock, and therefore lose momentum and the investment. Do we still get the benefit of the rebates in this scenario?
Yes, you do. So what you're talking about is running out of inventory after a launch. So think of it like you're climbing a mountain. You've used a certain amount of velocity, effort, to get to maybe the bottom, the halfway up the mountain, and then you run out of stock. You run out of inventory. Ideally, you close the listing if you can. Don't worry if you can't. When you come back in inventory, you might start from a couple of steps down, but you're not starting from the base. So you might do 10 steps forward, 1 step back, depending on how long you're out of inventory, and that's what determines. And then another 10 steps. So you've still completed the 20 steps, but it cost you 1 step. So yeah, you still benefit. In terms of what you're talking about, really, I answered this in the community the other day. It comes down to how effective you are with inventory management. If you've got like a warehouse or a 3PL local, or maybe you're shipping straight in, or you're doing it from your house or a preparation center, how good you are at timing your inventory, now it's hard at the moment because it is taking longer to get in, determines how long you're going to have those outages. But providing you're not out for weeks and months, you're not going to lose too much momentum. If you do want to slow it down, then just target 1 keyword with 5 rebates versus 3 keywords with 15 rebates, 5 each, and just slow the launch. You can launch with PPC only, but it's a lot harder and it takes 4 or 5 times as long. You'll hear people talking about this in the market. They'll talk about, PPC launch, that's all we do. Yeah, but while you've taken 6 months to launch with PPC, I've made 100 grand because I launched in 2 weeks. So the thing that matters is profit in your bank account. But if you are concerned about those stock outages, just slow your launch down through targeting less keywords. So I think that helps.
Being Bobby K, I answered that question you asked about the getting access to HBook. I am sorry about that, and I will find out what happened. Marco, didn't you say you were going to answer the question about Amazon only allowing 200 units right now? I'm sorry, can you repeat the question and clarify exactly what you mean? Because I'm not sure what you mean. I think we have probably already covered that one. Kristen_P. Hey, I have this kind of question about PPC, that I'm getting 5 to 6 sales organically, but often just 1 or 0 PPC sales. Impressions are quite high. My total daily budget is $50 US, but I seem to get no sales via PPC.
Check the click-through rates on the terms you're targeting. If the click-through rates are low, sort of 0.3% and below, it means you're targeting the wrong keywords in your PPC campaigns. What you might find is you've got one term in there, one keyword in there that's eating all the budget, that's not relevant. So the relevant keywords aren't getting chance because the big keywords taking all the budget. I call it the alpha campaign. Watch module 7 again.
Cool. Another one from Kaliki. She asks, if one of our campaigns runs out of budget, say around midday, what steps do you take to optimize the campaign?
What was the question? Sorry, it's running out of budget.
It's basically running out of budget halfway through the day.
Lower your bids. So if you're running out of budget and you don't want to increase the budget, lower your bids. It means you'll win cheaper placements. So you're not going to win the top of search and stuff, but it should give you more impressions for your budget. And obviously be really strict on your keyword targeting. Go through, look for anything that's not relevant. Look for anything below a sort of a 0.3% click-through rate. Get rid of anything that's just wasting money and just focus the budget into the high converters. If you've got the budget, increase the budget, but lower bids and remove those terms that might convert, that aren't really converting, and just really focus the budget on what's working.
Cool. Excuse me. Negbel says she's got an email from Amazon saying November 6th for Cyber and Black Friday, and also for Christmas. That's interesting. I will have to check because I check every day to make sure. So I'll check to see if I got one. But that kind of date probably makes more sense than what everyone else is saying, which is the date from last year, which was the 1st of November. But as I said, I will check to see if Amazon have actually declared that as a fact. It's interesting. One of the members got a response from their account manager. So they're obviously doing decent money because they've got an account manager. And the account manager said it definitely wasn't the 6th. I think they said the 31st of October. So everyone seems to be guessing. Elvira, hi Dan and Rich. I've sent inventory of 200 to Amazon warehouse and 63 is available so far. When should I launch? Thanks. I'll let you answer that first and then I'll answer it.
What are the numbers again, Rich?
She sent in 200.
Yeah.
So that's all she can send in. And 63 are showing as available for sale.
So whatever your target daily sales are, let's say the average of your competitors are like 20 a day, 10 a day. Let's say your target's 10 a day to begin with. That's your entry point. That's about the number per day that all the the lower revenue sellers are doing. I would advise right now, based on what's happening, to have at least 7 days worth of inventory available. So you'd want to have at least 70 units available. If it was 10 a day, if it was 20 a day, you want at least 140 units available. So 7 days times your target daily. Now, that's a very broad statement given the fact that we can't predict how quickly this stuff gets into Amazon, but I think 7 days is probably enough of a buffer. What do you reckon, Rich?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I would honestly, looking at what you've got, and don't forget, it's not like you've only got 63 for the next week. It will slowly drip in, especially if you start making sales. Absolute worst case scenario, what will happen is if you run out of those 63, they will show I think it shows a future date. So say your 63 have gone and you've got some in transit, then what it does is Amazon, if someone tries to buy it, it comes up and says, you'll get this product on such and such a date, which is like 7 to 10 days away. And then it's up to them whether they want to do it or not. So my gut feeling is you would want to just launch. But yeah, follow Dan's advice because it's more exact, more than just being gut without knowing the answer. Combat. Okay, so Combat's given confirmation. They have posted now on their website. What was I doing today? Oh, well, this is quite interesting. Inventory, this is exactly what it says on the Amazon site. Inventory for Black Friday and Cyber Monday should arrive at Amazon fulfillment centers by November 6th. So again, I mean, they're not, should arrive. I don't remember them ever using that language before. Like, I'm sure last year it said it has to arrive. But anyway, it's a good date to go. It's a good date to go by. When launching and having family purchase, is it better to have 1 session and 5 units or 5 sessions and 1 purchase only, or have 5 different people buy 1 each? First of all, don't recommend using family, especially if you've got the same surname as you. But Dan, what are we looking at right now for review ratios?
It depends. Like during launch in the honeymoon phase, you can get away with a lot more. And since they've brought out the request a review feature within Seller Central, as long as the review is attributed to that function, this whole review ratio thing doesn't really kick in because Amazon can attribute the review to their own system. And what we've found is like we've backlogged and we've got like a 60-70% review ratio because we've been really aggressive with that button and maybe like really high review ratios. And we don't see an issue, but because the attribution is Amazon's system, if the reviews are coming in from places like ManyChat, your inserts, that sort of stuff, then you generally want to keep that 5-10% and below. I know people that go 20-30%, you're starting to get into risking. I think 5% is kind of like the industry standard norm, isn't it? But if you're relying on the request a review button in Amazon, then you don't need to worry too much.
Cool. I see you've actually been answering some of these, so if they're not applicable to everyone, I won't read them out.
Yeah, I've just been working through them.
Yep, no, that's cool. See, Dan can do 2 things at once. Sorry, my username is not readable. My name is Shawnee. I mean, answer this one anyway. In terms of relevancy, if a manual search term populates 5 or more of like for like product, is it relevant? I think she means the relevancy score is 5, right?
Yeah. So what I think she was talking about when she opens up Amazon, the results that show. Look, you want the majority of the page to be the product you're selling. If you've got plenty of keyword options, then be really strict and only go after the ones where all of the products are your products. If you've only got 2 or 3 keyword options, then you're going to have to be a little bit looser with that. So I would just say the majority of the page is your product is the best rule of thumb.
Cool. So actually I saw a question like this one earlier, but, and it does apply to everyone. How long do you run HBUC in the training? I thought you ran it for less than 10 days. If it sells well for 5 days on HBUC, is that enough? I think the whole thing here is like, as far as the specified launch, how long, what do you need to get to before you start relaxing the launch? Yeah,
you need to get to page 1, really. You need to get to page 1, hitting your daily number of target units, excluding your rebates. If you know you've given out 5 rebates that day and you've done 25 sales, then you know 20 of them have come from PPC or organically. And the great thing about the launch tracker tool that we helped Manage by Stats put together is it tells you exactly how many came organically and how many came from PPC. So the right decision is not a number. The right decision is a scenario of where are you ranked? How many sales are you doing a day? Now, typically, again, broad statement, it's going to take you 10 to 14 days to rank on page 1. It's then going to take another 10 to 14 days to get to your target price, about a month to really secure. But you can start turning rebates down 10, 14 days in. If you think of it like an x-axis, your rebates are going to start at the top here. I don't know if you see this, Rich. Your rebates are going to start up on this top corner here, and your organic and PPC are going to start low. As your organic and PPC start increasing and taking over your rebates, you start turning down your rebates and you slowly tinker them down. You don't just want to turn them off. You want to go from doing 5 a day to 4 a day to 3 a day to 2 a day, making sure that your organic and PPC are continuing to climb. If they start to drop, then you turn the rebates back up. Think of it like dials on a stereo. Turn the volume up and down.
Cool. Yep. And by the way, when you started like that, I thought you were like showing your allegiance to Leiden with that's West Ham football team, by the way, for anyone in England. Combat. Oh, this is your last question. So I'm going to answer it, even though I think we've kind of answered it. I'm a bit confused about what HBUC really is. And then you go on to add some more stuff. It's just
to explain what HBUC is in one comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
HBUC is the same as Airbnb. We bring buyers and sellers together. That's it.
It's just a marketplace where people can get deals.
Yeah, that's it. So it's literally Airbnb. We have sellers, which is you guys. We have buyers, and we make them talk to each other.
Yep. And yet you've mentioned it's connected to Amazon. It's not connected to, it's only connected to Amazon to pull in the data. That's it. Yeah. So you won't get banned for using it. No, I hope that answers. Okay, so 2 more questions we'll do. B Silber, that's quite a leading long question. Let's just see what else we got. You know what, let's go for it. I'm really unclear how the PPC bidding works. Can you please clarify? I understand how to set it up, but not getting the method of bidding that Amazon is using. If that's too long an answer, Dan, we can answer her in the community.
I can answer it very briefly. In terms of you controlling the bid, use Samurai Seller. It does all the calculation for you. Providing you agree with what it says, just click apply bid. In terms of how the algorithm works, it's an auction. There's 10 people bidding on the same keyword for the same placement. Amazon is going to prioritize the person that's bidding the most and using its machine learning, which one's most likely to generate the sale, because when you generate a sale, Amazon makes money. So that's 2 of the factors. There's about 10 factors that go into it, but it's an algorithm that's making a decision based on how much you're willing to spend, plus the likelihood of you making Amazon money.
Cool. One very quick one from PC Awesome. How do we become a shopper to get the rebates? You can't. It's a closed system. There's a specified reason why it's a closed system. So there's no sellers in there. But that's the answer. And I know, here's the thing. I would love to as well. It'd make my Christmas shopping a damn sight cheaper. But yeah, in fact, I'm sure. Come on, Dan, you can get me in there as a buyer.
The only way you're going to do that is get me drunk at the next event.
Done. Can I get you drunk virtually? What was the other one I wanted to ask? Because this is a good one. Oh, Dung Duong. So I will launch my product right after this call, and I need your advice. That is awesome. We love to hear about launches. I have heard that reviews from customers who buy the full price have more value when they stick. So if I set standard price at $30 and the sale price at $25, does it mean that I do not sell full price in this case and the reviews I get will have less value? So it's less of an issue than it used to be, but it is still an issue. You want as high a you want as low a discount as possible. That's why the rebates are so powerful, because essentially it's a full price purchase. But what you're talking about there, the price you're selling at, that's the price. Okay. You could put, if your recommended price is like $100 and you've got your sale price in Amazon at $25, Amazon still see that as a $25 sale. If someone purchases your sale price, which is $25, that's a full price purchase. It's the only price that matters is the one that you're actually selling at. So in other words, what the customer pays. If you follow the training, we don't use discounts and stuff a lot. If you follow all the training, you don't have to worry about that whatsoever, and you don't have to worry about reviews not sticking. One more for Dan. Oh, I see he's typing, so I might answer this to stop him.
I've answered it.
Okay, that's not, yeah, let's see if we can find more kudos to Dan. I think this is from Alvira. I think Dan's approach is amazing. Never been good with marketing, but I'm learning a hell of a lot. Thank you both. Oh, okay. I get a bit of credit.
Lovely.
Do you know what? I can't see. I'm just trying to grab another one. Okay, there we go. Since you're typing the answer. Last question from Minchoi0412. When you launch, how low should your price be compared to the competitor's price?
So this is a psychological answer. So from a business decision standpoint, worst case scenario, just choose your break-even price. And then if you can add a little bit with still being the most attractive on the page to cover some advertising, then great. Now, you might think I just want to go as cheap as I possibly can, but that can, because you want to be the most attractive offer on that page, but that can have a reverse effect because as a shopper, if you go on the page and see that all of the products are $30 and this one random product, $9.99, you instantly discount that in your brain because you expect to pay a certain price for a certain quality. And you think that that must be a cheap product, that it's not going to be the quality that you want. So you want to be the most attractive within your price category, but without going too cheap that you discount yourself and you're seen as a cheap item. So if you can't make this decision, break even plus a little bit, ideally most attractive within your category of like for like products. That makes sense.
Cool. Well, I think we're done.
Yeah, my wife calling me, telling me my dinner's on the table. So
yeah, it's good timing. Oh, she texted me, dude. Seriously. Yeah, I mean, I'll just close it out. It's like launching seems complicated. Trust me, as I said earlier in this call, it's way easier than it used to be. If you just follow everything step by step and listen to what Dan has said today, especially, it's it is very step by step, you know? As always, if you've got any questions, just post in the community and ask them. Hopefully this call will have answered a lot of them. I had specific questions I wanted this call to cover, and that's what, Dan and I discussed, and we did cover all of them. So get your product launched. If you are not too far away from getting your inventory at Amazon and you don't know whether you want to launch or not, post in the community, tag myself and Dan and ask us. Say, our product's a week away, should we launch yet? It's the best way to get an answer. If you say, oh, it's 4 weeks away, we can't answer you because that could be 6 weeks away, or it could be 2 weeks away. You need to ask us when you're very, very close. And here's the big thing. If you get a situation where you have to wait until after Cyber Monday, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to ruin your business. Our training is based on people launching all year round, not, as luck would have it, just before Black Friday. So, and Prime Day as well. So yeah, Dan, I'm done. If you want to add anything to the end, that'd be great. And I'm going to thank Caleb for running the call for us, and Dan for doing an amazing job, and everyone for asking awesome questions. Dan.
And you, Rich, for answering all the questions and helping. So yeah, guys, look, good job on signing up. Just remember, this isn't a black science. There is a logical step-by-step process, and it's easier now than it's ever been because of the tools that we've created to do a lot of the thinking for you. Just click the buttons in the order we tell you to click them. It's really that simple. And everyone thinks that when I click this button, it's like an inevitable explosion button. It's not. On Amazon, you can correct any course. If you choose the wrong keyword and it's not working, you swap the keyword out. If you bid on a keyword and it's wasted $10, $20, you negative the keywords. If you lose a bit of rank, you drop your price and do some rebates. There's always an answer to recover, and there's always a safety net. Providing you stick within the rules, to do what we teach you, you do get to the end position. You might just take a bit of a zigzag to get there. So don't overthink it. Don't get that analysis paralysis, and just follow the training and it works. That'd be my main message.